Logan in Rome.
Leo XIV is the first ever American pope, and the world is leaning in to learn more about the new leader of the Catholic Church. The 69-year-old was born in Chicago in 1955 to the name Robert Prevost. His family says even as a child, he was focused on religion and served as an altar boy. While he is American, he spent 2/3 of his life in South America and Europe. He served as a missionary in Peru for much of his career, where he became a dual citizen. Quickly rising among the ranks, he was appointed as a cardinal in 2023, and then earlier this year, the late Pope Francis elevated him to do the senior ranks of cardinals.
Pope Leo has championed the poor, called on the church to combat climate change and oppose the ordainment of women. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Trade Representative Jameson Greer spending the weekend with a Chinese economic official that talked trade between the two countries. Fox Business Network correspondent Edward Lawrence is at the White House.
They want some action. The president wants to see something come out of this meeting, some sort of tangible item from the Chinese. Now, we know that the president's focused now on China, now that the first trade deal has been done with the United Kingdom. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer are on their way to Switzerland to meet with the Chinese delegation. In the Truth Social post, President Trump dangling the 80% tariffs from the Chinese down from the 145% if they make progress, the White House says, with talks in Switzerland over the weekend.
The FAA said there was another air traffic control outage this morning affecting Newark Liberty International Airport. New Jersey Democratic Congressman Josh Gottheimer says these delays are hurting the Northeast.
The region is short, and this is a big deal. The region is short about 40 air traffic controllers that it needs.
America's listening to Fox News.
Why choose 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The fatal crash on the northwest side. Sunny this afternoon, and it's going to remain so for the entire weekend. 63 right now on Monument Circle with a possible high at 67 today. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
To be involved in this is something that no driver wants to be involved in. It's the worst type of situation.
IMPD officer Drew Brown at the scene of a fatal crash that happened between an SUV and a motorcycle about 12:45 at 64th and Michigan Road, northwest side.
Officers arrived moments later and discovered a motorcycle with a rider nearby and an SUV that had been involved. Unfortunately, it was discovered that the motorcycle had been engulfed in flames, and the driver of the motorcycle, preliminarily believed to be an adult male, was unfortunately pronounced deceased here on scene.
The officers will be there for several hours looking into what caused the crash. The driver of the SUV is cooperating. Police are asking that you, too, cooperate with the detour that they have there. Donna Hatfield has been missing since May 2019.
Then on August 26, 2019, my brother tells me that my mom, who was 72 years old, had died in a hospital.
That's her daughter, Shannon Martin, at a Friday press conference.
I contacted the Boonville Police Department immediately when I realized she wasn't at any of the hospitals.
The FBI and Boonville Police do not believe she is still alive. Her family is asking for help so Hatfield, who had Alzheimer's and lived in Boonville with her son, can have a proper burial. October 19th, 2023, 20-year-old Marion Kirk and 22-year-old Jasani Taylor were murdered in the parking lot of Quality Inn and Suites off Lincoln Way West near the South Bend International Airport. 2 weeks later, 27-year-old Reontre Lawrence was arrested in Indianapolis. He was sentenced this morning to 80 years in prison on several charges related to those killings. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Pat Sullivan here. Have you heard about impact-resistant shingles? They're the smart choice for protecting your home from harsh weather. And here's something you may not know. Most insurance companies offer discounts on your premiums if you install them. At the Michaelis Corporation, we offer top-tier Category 3 and Category 4 impact-resistant shingles that stand up to the toughest storms. From hail to high winds, these shingles offer a 30-year warranty that stands by their durability. And when a weather event hits, don't worry. Let Michaelis perform a free inspection of your property to ensure everything is in top condition. We don't inspect the roof at ground level. Our experts will safely climb onto the roof to check for damages. Roof, gutter, siding, windows are all inspected for storm damage. Michaelis Corporation provides over 35 years of disaster restoration. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. 844-FIXED-INDY. That's 844-FIXED-INDY.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Chris, hate to start like this. Michigan Road on the northwest side is closed between 62nd and 65th Streets because of a fatal crash involving a motorcycle. Again, that's Michigan Road completely shut down between 62nd and 65th. On the east side, crash, Keystone Avenue, 56th Street, a fire in Greenwood. This is County Line Road west of 31. This is a structure fire, not a vehicle fire. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic, 21st to Meridian Penn. Eastbound 70, slow to Meridian, Illinois from Belmont. Inbound 69, stop and go, 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
Mostly sunny skies today. A fantastic Friday. We'll go with highs right around 68. Mainly clear and crisp yet again tonight with lows near 45. I'm Wish TV. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it! My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. Talking tariffs.
Everybody is talking tariffs, right? Nobody wants to talk about the Pacers game or the Pope. When you go into the barber shop, ladies, when you go into the salon, the spa tomorrow, how many of them are going to be talking tariffs? I bet 90%.
So Donald Trump has negotiating terms for his people, his peeps, and his administration for a little discussion, a little back and forth with China, because that's what this is really all about. Tariffs, China, and I think it's so funny, the clip of Donald Trump talking about girls don't need 200 Chinese dolls. They don't need all these dolls from China. They can just do 2 or 3. They don't need 300 Chinese dolls, which I actually kind of disagreed with. That reminded me, that had shades. Go back and look up what I'm talking about. I won't revisit it, but that had shades of like, you don't need all that ammunition. You don't need all those guns. My daughter can have as many Chinese dolls as she wants. Now, we might be paying a little bit more for them.
Right. Ideally, you'd like to pay a little less for your 200 Chinese dolls. And that's where the tariffs come in. And in a series of posts on Truth Social, President Trump kind of laid out his, I don't want to say list of demands, but things that he is encouraging to happen at this little meeting between the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and other members of the Trump administration and the Chinese this weekend. They're having a little neutral site meeting to talk about tariffs. Trump said China must import more U.S. goods. And in return, he believes the United States should lower the 145% tariff on most Chinese goods to 80%, but he's also going to leave it to Scott Bessent. Now, if you're Scott Bessent, you're kind of being voluntold there, hey, I'm not telling you what to do, but if I were you, the guy that put you in the position you're in, I'd lower that to 80, but you do you, pal.
By the way, highest ranking member of a cabinet in any position featuring an LGBTQ individual, although you would not really know that Scott Bessent is gay because he doesn't talk about it every 5 minutes like a previous transportation secretary did.
I haven't seen any photos of him chest feeding yet. I'm waiting for those photos of Scott Bessent chest feeding with his lover, like the previous high-profile gay man did. The Pentagon, Nige, this was a big deal yesterday.
Yeah.
They're going to be moving away from all of the woke bull crap that's gone on in the military for far too long. So as many as 1,000 openly identifying transgender service members basically being told, all right, pick a gender or get out. That's what we're doing around here. And that's kind of the Cliff's Notes version, but Pete Hegseth, the defense secretary, basically laid it all out yesterday in a way that makes sense to everybody.
We are leaving wokeness and weakness behind. No more pronouns, no more climate change obsession, no more emergency vaccine mandates, no more dudes in dresses. We're done with that.
No more dudes in dresses. We're done with that bleep.
I mean, not only does he have the backing of Donald Trump, but also the Supreme Court order permitting Trump to ban transgender troops from the military. A lot of components, a lot of ins, a lot of ifs and outs, a lot of ins and outs, a lot of ifs, like a lot of what have yous when you're dealing with transgender troops in the military with hormones and injections and the removing of appendages and who's paying for that. It's just, and being in the same barracks, being in the same room. It's already complicated enough, I think, being a soldier in the United States military.
Man or woman.
Man or woman. You take this factor of being trans and having special needs to be trans, and that just complicates things even further, I think. And with Hegseth, yeah, we're getting rid of this S,
right,
as he put it. And again, backing the Supreme Court order.
And the rest of the world was laughing at the United States. You might not like it. Maybe you have somebody you know that is trans or whatnot and has a different opinion. But the real truth is the rest of the world saw pronouns. They saw dudes in dresses, as Pete Hegseth said, and they were laughing at the United States military. They were laughing at the fact that all these generals were passing out the readings of Kendi to all of the soldiers instead of preparing them to be the war fighter. And Pete Hegseth has been brought in to change that. Now, has he been perfect? It's been early on, but no. There have been a few controversies.
Well, his sideburns are uneven. Some have blamed that on his alleged alcoholism.
Correct.
Right? The guy doesn't even know how to shave his sideburns evenly. You think I'm joking about that?
No, that was a legitimate complaint. That was the thing for about 24 hours. His sideburns are uneven. I bet he's drunk. Okay. Mother's Day weekend. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on, and we'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but it is Mother's Day weekend, and here at the Hammer and Nigel show, we were trying to think, what is it that moms really, really want?
And now, what moms really want for Mother's Day.
I would love a bottle of wine the size of my leg.
I want to go home and have one good night's sleep. That's it.
How about a thank you every once in a while? 2 words.
Fat burning cake. How does this not exist?
And sleeping pills for toddlers. Come on, FDA. It's a no-brainer.
How about cleaning the house?
And some peace and quiet.
Oh, hell yeah.
How about a foot rub that lasts more than a minute and a half? Why even offer?
I want the Victoria's Secret models to all gain 75 pounds.
This has been what moms really want for Mother's Day.
Well, they have the sleeping pills for kids. That's the melatonin gummies, right?
Easy there, Bill Cosby. I don't know. I'm afraid to ask a follow-up question.
I do know. I do know. And there was a point in time where our kids were like, tonight might be a melatonin gummy night.
For mom or the kids. All right, so I put together a little montage of songs that feature the word mom, mother, or mama. Okay?
All right.
7 songs in this little Mother's Day montage. I've set the over-under on 4.5 that producer Allison knows, just based off the honor system. 4.5, Nige, over or under?
And there's 7 songs?
Yes.
Man, I'm going over on that one, I think.
Okay. Allison, as always, the honor system. Here we go.
All right.
Yes.
There's one. Little Ozzy, 2.
Great song. Great song.
2 for 2.
Yes.
Bohemian Rhapsody's 3. Okay.
I think I'm going to win this bet.
Yes.
Danzig.
Yes.
5. Stacy's mom. She might run the table.
I just won.
Yes.
Dear Mama by Tupac. There we go, Allison.
I didn't get this one.
Yes.
7 for 7. There we go.
All right.
Well done. Nice.
I think those were generous odds, though, you gave me.
I didn't think she would get Tupac. I wasn't sure if she'd get Danzig's mother.
Well, we did do Mueller.
That's true.
Trump-Russian investigation.
That's true.
Special counsel.
That's probably where I heard it.
Matt Fair, what's up?
All right, fellas and Allison, looking at Michigan Road right now, shut down from West 62nd Street to 65th. This is because of a fatal crash involving a motorcycle. So Michigan Road closed on the northwest side between 62nd and 65th. We move north to Boone County and southbound 65 is stopped before State Road 267 down to County Road 550 south. A nasty delay right now going through there. Eastbound S70 stop and go into the south split from Belmont. Inbound 65 delayed 3 minutes 21st to Meridian Penn. South side, northbound 65 stop and go Raymond Street into the south split. That is because of road construction. We start to lose lanes the closer to the south split we get. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping at Coda Radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Sunshine 66 right now at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up here in just a little bit, we'll do some Barguments with our pal Dan Levy. Fun topic lined up for you. But up next, going to get you primed and ready for a little Pacers Cavs tonight. Downtown should be rocking and rolling. We've got an update on that next.
Zero Res. Get 3 rooms cleaning starting at just $129 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141. Book online at zeroresindy.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Hammer here for my friends at Diamonds Direct. Mother's Day, it's this weekend. So get your butts to Keystone at the Crossing, right there by that green bridge. Diamonds Direct. They've got a gift for any budget. It doesn't matter how much, how little you make. Diamonds Direct, they've got plans for you. And the biggest selection, the lowest prices, that home run gift for Mother's Day. Take mom there. Diamonds Direct, Keystone at the Crossing. Stop by and tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
This Mother's Day, treat mom to something special at Sullivan Hardware and Garden or Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan and Fishers. Hey, Pat Sullivan here, and if you're looking to make mom feel truly appreciated this year, we've got you covered. Start with a stroll through our garden center. It's bursting with color and full of fresh inspiration. Hanging baskets, bedding plants, perennials. We've got the best selection in town, and it's all ready to make her porch or patio pop. Then make a day of it. Brunch at Sully's or Maggie's is the perfect way to treat mom to something delicious. Fresh, locally inspired dishes served right here in our stores. After brunch, head into the gift shop. You'll find one-of-a-kind treasures, charming home decor, handmade items, and thoughtful gifts that feel personal, not just off the shelf. It's more than a shopping trip, it's time together. And that's what Mom really wants. So come see us, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively at a Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Now through Monday, it's our tariff-free Made in the USA sale. Save 50% on Lazy Boy, Smith Brothers, and Flex Steel. Save up to $800 on mattresses, and we guarantee you the lowest price on Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture. Up to 4 years interest-free financing, extra discounts for cash, and free delivery. Sale ends Monday only at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hey, this is Malia. We often get asked when is the best time to buy, and the answer is today, not tomorrow. With rising utility costs, rising product costs, and missed opportunity costs, which you could be saving with a high-efficiency system. Give us a call today to schedule your free in-depth estimate, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
For the biggest selection of Mother's Day gifts, shop Cynthia's Hallmark at 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road in Fishers, and in Greenfield.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
Yeah. What up? This is Dr. Dre. The party's going on. Thank God it's Friday.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
Oh, man, Hammer, you mentioned a bunch of stuff going on Mother's Day weekend. It's not just Mother's Day weekend. A lot of things happening out at the track and at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Practice qualifications going on out there today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. The Sancio Grand Prix is tomorrow. This is the road course race that they've got set up at the Speedway. If you've never been to the track to watch the Indy 500, right? Because I get that's a totally different animal. If that's a little too much for you, too many people, parking, etc., check out the Grand Prix. It's not as fast. It's on the road course, but you can go out and see some of the best drivers in the world racing, and you get a taste of being out at the Speedway in May. So it's a really cool deal, and that race is tomorrow. And, oh, by the way, Nigel, you and I will be out at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for Carb Day coming up a couple Fridays from now.
Can't wait. The New York Jets player that's
Bart Scott.
Bart Scott.
Can't wait. Man, that's going to be fun. We are going to be near Gasoline Alley at Garage 23. It's the Hensley Legal Group Command Center. So our other stations are going to be out where they normally are. I think JMV is going to be there, kind of in the plaza. The Hip Hop Channel is going to be over there, I believe. And then near Gasoline Alley, not too far from those guys, is where we are going to be at Garage 23.
Maybe we'll get some drivers. That'll be conducive for us to get some cool interviews, I think, our location.
Absolutely. And we spoke with Brett Michaels, the Poison front man, who's the headliner of the Carb Day concert yesterday. And that's going to be a fun night, man. Fun night. I hope the weather holds up. Like, I'm looking at the forecast now for next week. I hope next week's forecast could also be the race weekend's forecast.
This weekend's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah. Tomorrow, oh my goodness, like warmer than today, high of 76 tomorrow and sun. Mother's Day, almost 80 and sun. Few days of rain early next week, but then we go into the 80s again. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, expect some temperatures in the 80s. And, one more thing in regards to the month of May, our Tales from the Track event that we're doing with Graham Rahal, presented by Relay Indiana and our friends Jack Daniels providing the spirits. Go to the contest page. I don't know how much longer they're going to keep that contest up. So if you want to win those tickets to our awesome event, like a bucket list type of intimate event, that's where you got to go, the contest page.
Can you give me a ride home that night?
No. Why don't you ask Graham to give you a ride home, Nigel?
I live right down. Yeah, maybe I can hop on a Ducati motorcycle and ride BITCH with Graham. You know what I mean? Like trail it, like get behind him and put my arms around him, and Graham drops me off at my house, which is right down the road.
Have Nothing's Gonna Stop Us Now playing in the background as he pulls out of the Ray Hall Performance Center, like the end of Mannequin. I don't think it's going to happen.
That is an incredible reference. I knew what you were talking about. Wow, that was impressive. That's an impressive reference.
And then tonight, and then Sunday night, Pacers playoffs over at the Fieldhouse. Pacers and Cavs. Game 3 is tonight. Pacers lead that series 2-0. Now, it sounds like, everything I'm reading online, the injured star players for the Cavs are trying to play tonight. Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, and DeAndre Hunter.
Okay.
They were part of the shoot-around, part of the practice this morning.
But they're still hobbled, right?
Right. Yeah, Garland's got a bad toe injury that he's trying to play through.
Who's the guy that's scoring like 80 points a game for the Cavs?
That's Donovan Mitchell.
Can we get Mitchell some limited amount of time on the court?
If he scores all their points and nobody else scores, that's fine. But it sounds like reinforcements are on their way for the Cavs. Cleveland is a favorite tonight. Las Vegas odds makers got the Cavs as a road favorite here in Indy tonight. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, your thoughts?
The Rock says Cleveland is totally lame. How did this dump get the Hall of Fame? The Rock has to say, all shucks. 'Cause Cleveland doesn't rock, no, it totally sucks. I said now Cleveland sucks.
Truer words never spoken, which brings us to great moments in Cleveland sucks history. A number of years ago, there was a Chicago Bulls player named Joakim Noah. Played college ball at Florida, won championships, great rebounder. He did an interview ripping on Cleveland during a playoff series, and then was asked about the interview after a game, and needless to say, it didn't change his mind.
I don't know about this place, man. I just stayed in my hotel room, man. Every time I look out my window, it's pretty depressing out here, man. It's bad. It's bad.
So you're not going out?
No going out in Cleveland, man. It's all factories.
Do you regret anything that you said about Cleveland?
Not at all. You like it? You think Cleveland's cool? I mean, I never heard anybody say I'm going to Cleveland on vacation. I mean, what's so good about Cleveland?
Joakim Noah of the Bulls. Great moments in Cleveland sucks history. Don't just take our word for it. Their former mayor, Frank Johnson, when he was the mayor, he did an interview basically admitting that Cleveland was the butthole of the world.
And even though Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometimes, right?
Exactly right. One more time, please, Allison, former mayor.
And even though Cleveland is perceived to be the butthole of the world sometimes, right?
Great moments in Cleveland sucks history.
At least he knows it. At least he understands it.
It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
You know about Indy Decorative Concrete already, the best local custom concrete outfit in the business. They've been around since 2007. Their owners, Mark and Jamie, not only do they run a great custom concrete business, but they're great people. In fact, when we were thinking about getting a new front porch and sidewalk, Mark came out to my house, gave us a few design ideas, and then we went to their showroom, and Jamie helped us pick out the stamp pattern we liked best. It was an easy process, and once they got started, they were done in 3 days with our just completely blown away with our custom stamped concrete area and patio with more space and an absolutely awesome, unique look. You need to check out. So whether it's a new patio, sidewalk, porch, don't do anything until you've checked out IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. That's IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. And they don't use subs either. IndyDecorativeConcrete.com. That's IndyDecorativeConcrete.com.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Americans love using their credit cards, the most secure and hassle-free way to pay. But D.C. politicians want to change that with the Durbin-Marshall credit card bill. This bill lets corporate megastores pick how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you pay the price. Tell Congress to guard your card, because Americans lose when politicians choose. Learn more at guardyourcard.com. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
An SUV and a motorcycle hit. The crash was fatal. It's sunny outside. Sunny all weekend long, too. Nothing on radar. You've got 63 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here is what's trending. When a car and motorcycle collided this afternoon about 12:45 at 64th and Michigan Road, there was fire and a lot of it. IMPD officer Drew Brown tells WIBC News that the man who was driving the bike died at the scene.
The driver of the SUV, believed to be an adult male, remained on scene, was shortly thereafter transported to an area hospital in stable condition for a checkout. That driver is cooperating fully with the investigation.
You should be aware that the crash investigation could take several hours, and they have detours from 62nd to 65th. Matt Bear will have what you need to know to get around that coming up. It's cone and barrel time in Indy. Ryan Hedrick on what you can expect.
The Department of Public Works says they'll spend nearly $300 million on projects like improving transportation, upgrading stormwater drains, and reducing speeds.
This will be a game changer for the streets of Indianapolis and for everyone who relies on them.
Indy Mayor Joe Hogsett says one big focus is Madison Avenue on the south side, where people are driving too fast. The city plans to redesign that stretch and add it to the urban trail network to slow traffic. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The president is not expected to reduce tariffs on China, even though trade talks are coming up this weekend. Fox's Jared Halpern from the White House.
An 80% tariff on China seems right, President Trump wrote on social media, but adds it's up to Scott B., referring to the Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent.
The president still remains with his position that he is not going to unilaterally bring down tariffs on China. We need to see concessions from them as well.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says as for the 80% rate, that is a number the president threw out there, but he won't make any decisions before the weekend trade talks with Beijing in Switzerland. A 145% tax is currently added to imports from China, with some producers now warning of supply chain disruptions and product shortages. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
The month of May is here, so start your search engines and go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim your money today. You have cash waiting for you at IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Right now, the Attorney General's office is reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. This isn't a boat or a car or contents of a storage locker. This is your money, your cash that's actually waiting for you. It could have been a deposit that you forgot you were supposed to get back, or a dividend from a stock. It could have been an insurance claim. There are a whole series of reasons why you have money waiting for you. Well, the Attorney General has those dollars, and you can search it up fast, easy, and free at IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Victory Lane is just one claim away at IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Search for yourself, your family, and your business this May. Text my name, Tony, to 46220 or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Now go get your cash.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, looking at Michigan Road, that is shut down on the northwest side from 62nd Street to 65th, and this is because of a fatal motorcycle crash. Police are asking people to avoid the area. Please expect backups on some of the reroutes like Kessler and Grandview. Also in Greenwood, a fire, County Line Road west of US 31. That is at Community South Hospital, okay, and we'll keep you up to date on that. Looking at the south side, eastbound 465 before 9th Street, crash. Right shoulder, stop and go traffic back to South Keystone Avenue. Still on the south side, northbound 65 grinding through the construction. That's Raymond Street to the south split. Eastbound 70 stop and go Belmont to Meridian, Illinois, 3-minute delay. Inbound 65, 5-minute delay from 21st Street to the north split. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This may be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're in for a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid-40s, and then a beautiful Saturday will emerge with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Highs will rise into the mid to upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hello, all my friends. This is Brett Michaels, and you're listening to my friends right here, Hammer and Nigel.
Arguments, 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 arguments.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. I've accidentally just downloaded a pesky virus to my computer. We'll get to that later. Who do we have on the line with us here, Hammer?
The man that coined the phrase Barguments, Dan Bass Levy. How are you, my friend?
Gentlemen, how are you guys doing on this Bargument Friday?
I believe Nigel was searching for nude photos of Dan Levy on his work computer, and that's where the incident occurred.
Naked Bass.
I was going to say, if all you got were viruses out of it, you're a lucky man.
Where can we find the Barguments podcast and social media feeds? Because a lot of people will say they listen on Friday, they love the segment, they want to hear more. Where can they go?
Well, they can always watch it on YouTube. They are now on video on YouTube. You can also download it wherever you get your podcast. Barguments. Hopefully, you'll find that one there. But Apple, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, all those platforms. And of course, we have a Facebook page called Barguments Podcast, where we have all kinds of topics floating around all day, every day, and you are more than welcome to jump on it. And I've noticed a lot of people from the listeners of the Hammer and Nigel show are definitely starting to pipe up in it, so it's awesome.
All right. So this is a question I think a lot of people have argued about in the past. It's a big one. There's a lot of options here. The topic for today is what?
It is the greatest villain, either TV or movie.
Biggest villain all time in a movie or TV series, okay? We got a big pool to work with. We got some dynamic characters we can go with. But, Dan, I'm going to start with you. Who you got?
Well, there are so many that are out there. There are the most famous ones. We could all probably spin a dial and know exactly what we're talking about. But the one that creeped me out the most, and I still am scared of this person whenever I see them on television or movies, but Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes on Misery freaked me out.
Dude, the way she treated old Jimmy Kahn's ankles. Oh, man.
Oh, my God. And when he was, like, crawling around and you knew she was coming back home and he was trying to figure out how to, like, grab a knife, and then he woke up and she was holding the knife, it still creeps me out.
You know, I think in the book, you remember how she puts his ankles in between blocks and bashes the crap out of them with a sledgehammer? I believe in the book from Stephen King, I think she chops his feet off.
She does in the book itself.
And
she takes a sledgehammer and she takes the axe, then knocks them off.
Oh, and there was a reason, and I can't remember the reason why they changed it in the movie, why Rob Reiner changed it in the movie. Seemed legit, but either way, Would you rather have your feet chopped off or bashed with a sledgehammer in between blocks?
Oh God!
Well, I'm assuming at some point you may have feeling in your feet again if you chop them off.
That's it.
That's ball game.
Curtains, man. You're not coming. You're not walking on that one.
You're not coming back from that 60-day DL at that point.
No. That is DOA. You are done.
Producer Allison.
So I went with more of a Family Feud style. So if you were to go outside in the circle and ask people about the biggest villain, I thought most people would say Darth Vader.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Darth Vader.
I personally don't know a lot about Star Wars, but even I know who Darth Vader is. And the big plot twist where he ends up being the father, I mean, that's kind of iconic.
Oh, you just gave it away.
Oh,
Spoiler.
Shoot. Sorry, guys.
Luke Skywalker's dad.
Like, here's the thing. I was always an Empire guy, so I rooted for the Empire as a kid.
Of course you were.
I never viewed Darth Vader as the bad guy. I thought, he was just the coolest. He had the cool lightsaber that was red.
He's the cool dad.
Right. Had the black suit, the awesome music. Dun, 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 dun. Like, I would love to have that music when I walked into a room. Nige.
I just thought he was just a really tall guy with emphysema walking around killing everybody.
Right. Like everybody's uncle that's got emphysema. That's just...
Yeah.
Man, I was really thinking about this. I could go down the list. I think Negan in Walking Dead is one of the most sinister, awful people ever to be created. And there's a list a mile long, but the first one that popped in my head because I just watched the movie was Jack Nicholson's character in The Departed, Frank Costello, who is a real guy.
A great one.
Costello was just a soulless murderer, callous. I mean, you remember? There's a scene in the Departed where it's a montage of him just killing people, and he kills this wife and husband on the side of the river, and then he makes a comment to his right-hand guy, Mr. French. It's so offensive, and there's a funny story about that. But it really, and then there's that other montage where he picks up a wad of cocaine and throws it in his prostitute girl's face. He's just having just the debaucherous time and picks up that cocaine and throws it at her face. He's just an evil bastard.
We call that pulling a hunter. Pulling a hunter is the term for that.
That's where he got the inspiration for that scene.
I will also say that he is one of the few mob bosses in movies where he actually does the killings himself. Usually in movies, the bosses don't do any of the dirty work, and he did all of it.
Well, base that scene where he made sure Leo DiCaprio wasn't wearing a wire because he had a cast on.
Oh, yes.
And he kept on beating it against the pool table. I mean, that movie, Jack Nicholson's character, which I believe he's playing a real character, a real person in real life, was just heinous.
Couple of the mentions from the YouTube chat, Pennywise, Voldemort, and then I think there are multiple ways you can view this. It doesn't necessarily have to be a super scary bad guy. Truckin' Papal on the YouTube chat says Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil was a bad guy in Austin Powers. He was a funny bad guy, but he was the bad guy. Now,
yes, you're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
Pennywise is really awful, especially in the remake. Oh, man. What an awful.
And you know what? To be honest, I've had the argument before with my brother. Walter White is a bad guy in Breaking Bad and probably one of the worst of all time.
Wow. Yeah, Michael Clark on the YouTube chat says the same thing.
But didn't he have good intentions, though?
Well, I mean, he wanted to save his family, but the only thought he had was, I'm going to start selling meth and creating meth and become an empire of a boss. I mean, that's not a great guy.
So I'm looking at this from a number of different ways, right? There are the obvious bad guys that are going to kill you or smash your ankles or destroy your planet. I'm coming at you from a realistic villain. Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. This no good rotten bum was bedridden for years, living in squalor, living in filth, while his family all had to work around the clock and he lays in bed. The lazy bum couldn't get up and do anything to help the family as they're living in poverty. But then Charlie comes home and he's got a chance to go see a freaking chocolate factory. Hot damn, the old man's up and he's breakdancing. He's like doing the Running Man. It's like MC Hammer's Can't Touch This video. It took a chocolate visit for Grandpa Joe to get off his big worthless bones and get up and help his family living in poverty. That, to me, is a much bigger villain than anybody that you can think of in any other movie because it's realistic.
I will add this part to it.
Uh-oh. We're losing you. We're losing you.
We watched that entire movie. We saw Oomp. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
There we go. You got us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, go ahead.
We spent an entire movie believing that there was Oompa Loompas, a chocolate factory, and people getting shrunk into televisions. But nobody ever questioned why 4 people were sleeping.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut that off right there. I see where he's going with that. And oh, by the way, it's not just being bedridden, lying to your family. When he does go to the chocolate factory, the first thing he does is try to get Charlie in trouble.
Yeah,
almost kills him.
Yeah.
Almost takes him up to the top where the fan's going. They told him, hey, don't drink the soda pop because you're going to float to the top and you'll get cut to ribbons. Guess what the old goat does? He gets Charlie to do that. Charlie did not deserve the keys to that chocolate factory. It should have been violent, and that's a hill that I will die on. All right, let's do this. Let's do this.
What an emotional roller coaster.
Dude, I could do a 3-hour show on Willy Wonka.
I know you could.
Caller number 9 right now. We got a pair of tickets to go see Rob Thomas with special guest A Great Big World. Rob Thomas, longtime front man of Matchbox 20, Grammy Award winner, I believe, in his own right. Friday, August 22nd at the Everwise Amphitheater. Caller number 9, you get to play Rob Thomas or Rob Kendall. 239-9393. That's the number. 239-9393. Your chance to win next.
Well, there's a pretty easy reason why I only work with American Standard Heating and Air. It's because they're built to a higher standard. I have American Standard equipment installed at my house, and I only use those local independent American Standard dealers right here in Central Indy, which Hammer will tell you about.
Family Heating and Air Conditioning. The Morris family and their staff ready to hook you up this spring. You could call Rachel, Marcus, or Malia today to make sure that system is ready for the hot summer weather ahead. Family Heating and Air always encourages you to call them for a free second opinion. If you've already got a quote from another company and it doesn't look right, contact Family because nobody cares for you like family. Also, ask them about how to get better indoor air quality. 317-577-8077. That's Family Heating and Air, 577-8077. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. American Standard Heating and Air, built to a higher standard.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Rob Thomas. Live in concert. The All Night Days Tour. Rob Thomas performing for one incredible night. Everwise Amphitheater at White River State Park, Friday, August 22nd, with special guest A Great Big World. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Rob Thomas, live in Indianapolis. For more, visit robthomasmusic.com. Part of the Jack Daniels Concert Series.
Hey, it's Marco Andretti. When you hit the pump, make a better choice for your wallet and the environment. Fuel up with an Indiana Corn ethanol blend. Unleaded 88 contains up to 15% ethanol and can be used in virtually every car, while that yellow cap or Flex Fuel logo means you can grab the E85 pump. No matter which one you choose, you are lowering the greenhouse gas emissions and your bill to fill. So next time you get to empty, choose an ethanol blend for your refill. Find a station at incornandsoy.org/ethanol. This message is brought to you by Indiana's corn farmers and their checkoff.
As our loved ones age, ensuring their safety at home becomes a top priority. This is Tina McIntosh, president of Joy's House and co-host of the Caregiver Crossing radio program. I'll be right back with some practical things you can do to reduce the possibility of a fall or injury.
Cardon and Associates offers the finest senior living options tailored to your loved one's needs. Reservations are now being accepted for new apartments at Copper Trace in Westfield. Visit cardon.com.
Removing tripping hazards such as rugs and floor clutter is one way to prevent or minimize falls around the home. Another is to position grab bars in the restroom and other common areas where your loved one may need some extra support. Contact your local area agency on aging to inquire about low-cost or free installation services. More tips like this are available anytime at caregivercrossingradio.org. With new weekly content created by Joy's House and distributed in partnership with Network Indiana, we're an on-air and online support group for Hoosier family caregivers. Hear conversations with experts, access the library of online education, and more at caregivercrossingradio.org.
The most important advice I can give to someone regarding their heating and air conditioning system is for them to change their filters.
And get regular maintenance from B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
Tune in Saturdays 9 to 1 for the Home and Garden Show for advice and fun, brought to you by Michaelis. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives.
Recovery is a journey, and no one walks it alone. The Supporting Sobriety podcast helps friends and families understand addiction, offer support, and care for themselves along the way. Hosted by Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Baer, what's going on?
Fatal crash earlier today on the northwest side, closed down Michigan Road between 62nd and 65th. Please avoid the area if you can. Southbound 65 crash reported in the Boone at County Road 550 South Meadowview, and that has us backed up to Lebanon exit 138 for a 23-minute delay. If you can, stay clear of County Line Road west of 31. Lots of fire and emergency activity happening there at Community South Hospital. Looking at a stall, northeast side. It's eastbound 465 to northbound 69. The ramp is open. It's partially blocked. South side, northbound 65, stop and go from Raymond Street up to the south split because of construction. Now, also in the south split, this is going the other direction. Southbound 65, 70 now. We have a crash, and it's in the south split on the exit ramps. The ramps are open right now, but partially blocked. Jammed up all the way back to westbound 70 to Rural Street. Eastbound 70 slowed to downtown Belmont to the south split for a delay time of 4 minutes. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
66 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. Coming up later on, we have some tickets to give away to qualifications. Indy 500 qualifications. That's coming up a little bit later on. But right now, we are giving away tickets to go see Rob Thomas. Downtown Everwise Amphitheater, Friday, August 22nd. Cool. Mark was caller at number 9. Mark, how are you?
I am doing awesome. How are you guys?
Great, Mark, great. And here's the game we're going to play. It's called Rob Thomas or Rob Kendall. I'm going to give you a statement or a quote from someone. You simply tell me if it's something that has been said by award-winning recording artist Rob Thomas or number 1 rated midday host Rob Kendall. You get 2 out of 3. I'm going to give you the tickets, okay?
Deal.
Number 1, Rob Thomas or Rob Kendall, I want to push you around. Well, I will. Well, I will.
That would be Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas, yes. Push from Matchbox 20. All right, get this one right. We're going to give you the tickets. Rob Thomas or Rob Kendall. I will never put the WIBC YouTube camera on a guest or open up the blinds behind me because I only care about how I look on the WIBC YouTube camera.
That's definitely Rob Kendall.
Yes, that's Rob Kendall. Of course it is.
He doesn't put it on the guests?
No. He could have the new Pope in studio sitting right next to him. The camera will stay isolated on him. And oh, by the way, you've got the greatest backdrop in the history of radio behind you, the most iconic scene in Indiana, Monument Circle, where, oh, by the way, sometimes some action happens. Like we saw that about a month ago when there was a little shootout.
Oh, boy.
So I always keep it open. I refuse to close the blinds, even though I look like I'm in witness protection sometime on that YouTube camera. But not Rob Kendall. Old Scorsese over there has to have perfect lighting on his face. Mark, my man, congratulations. Enjoy the show. Hang on the line, okay?
Thank you very much.
You got it. Again, another contest coming up here in just a little bit. Top stories next.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
I'm sure everyone says this, but my mom really deserves the world. This year, I finally found a Mother's Day gift that comes close. She loves Hellsberg, so I'm getting her these timeless gold earrings she can enjoy for years to come. They feel special enough to show how much I truly appreciate everything she does for me. And I mean everything. I even sent my dad a link to the Diamond Eternity band he'll be getting her, too.
Save up to 50% on Mother's Day gifts Mom will cherish forever. Visit Hellsberg.com or a store near you.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
J&V here from Miss M's Home and Garden. The annual 20% off hanging basket sale is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Miss M's Home and Garden. While there, check out the nursery full of high-quality trees and shrubs and the greenhouse overflowing with annuals, perennials, and more. The garden shop also has all the seasonal decor you need. Don't forget the hanging basket sale, Friday through Sunday only. 20% off all hanging baskets. Miss M's is located on State Road 135, south of Whiteland Road in Bargersville.
During much of Indiana's history, communicating on the telephone with the deaf or hard of hearing was nearly impossible. Friends and loved ones couldn't stay in touch, so the hard of hearing became isolated. Today, those with hearing loss have equal access with the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana and can keep their independence. Relay Indiana allows a caller to read what the other party is saying. This advanced technology keeps Hoosiers connected so that everyone can contribute to Indiana's productive future. Learn more at relayindiana.com.
When was the last time you practiced your home fire escape plan? Be sure everyone in your family knows what to do if there's a fire. Get out, stay out. It's your fire safe response.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
From Chicago to the Vatican, I'm Tom Graham, Fox News. Pope Leo XIV celebrating his first Mass today as leader of the Catholic Church. His American clergy react to his ascension.
He was made for it, says Cardinal Joseph Tobin of Pope Leo XIV. American members of the conclave, which elected Cardinal Robert Prevost as the first U.S.-born head of the Catholic Church, have been speaking in Rome.
A lot of dialogue occurred at mealtime, coffee break.
What was important was not the substance of what he said, but the manner with which he spoke.
Cardinals Wilton Gregory and Robert McElroy revealing how the Pope won over the voters.
Fox's Jonathan Savage also learning about the new Pope's concerns. His brother John Prevost says he's not happy about U.S. immigration policy.
I don't think he can do anything, but I think immigration's big time on his mind. He thinks the country's headed in the wrong direction there.
Now, the Pope has previously criticized President Trump. She's out on bail. Federal judge in Vermont releasing a Turkish Tufts University student from an immigration center. Justice Department arrested Rosea Ozturk on allegations of engaging in activities in support of Hamas. Her lawyer, though, says there's no evidence of that. Technical problems continue at Newark Liberty International Airport. The latest incident early this morning.
The FAA confirming to Fox Business that there was another 90-second communication and radar outage that happened around 3:55 this morning. This one in the Philadelphia area, but it impacted the Newark, New Jersey airspace. That first one happening earlier last week, that outage prompting major concerns about our aging air traffic control infrastructure, leading our Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, to call for a massive overhaul. Now, the FAA's plan will replace this outdated telecommunications equipment. It will replace hundreds of radars, build 6 new air traffic control centers, and add 174 new weather stations.
Fox's Lydia Hu at Newark Liberty International. America is listening to Fox News.
Why choose a sleep? 93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The fatal crash on the northwest side. Sunny this afternoon, and it's going to remain so for the entire weekend. 63 right now on Monument Circle with a possible high at 67 today. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 3:02.
To be involved in this is something that no driver wants to be involved in. It's the worst type of situation.
IMPD officer Drew Brown at the scene of a fatal crash that happened between an SUV and a motorcycle about 12:45 at 64th and Michigan Road, northwest side.
Officers arrived moments later and discovered a motorcycle with a rider nearby and an SUV that had been involved. Unfortunately, it was discovered that the motorcycle had been engulfed in flames, and the driver of the motorcycle, preliminarily believed to be an adult male, was unfortunately pronounced deceased here on scene.
The officers will be there for several hours looking into what caused the crash. The driver of the SUV is cooperating. Police are asking that you, too, cooperate with the detour that they have there. Donna Hatfield has been missing since May 2019.
Then on August 26, 2019, my brother tells me that my mom, who was 72 years old, had died in a hospital.
That's her daughter, Shannon Martin, at a Friday press conference.
I contacted the Boonville Police Department immediately when I realized she wasn't at any of the hospitals.
The FBI and Boonville Police do not believe she is still alive. Her family is asking for help so Hatfield, who had Alzheimer's and lived in Boonville with her son, can have a proper burial. October 19th, 2023, 20-year-old Marion Kirk and 22-year-old Jasani Taylor were murdered in the parking lot of Quality Inn and Suites off Lincoln Way West near the South Bend International Airport. 2 weeks later, 27-year-old Reontre Lawrence was arrested in Indianapolis. He was sentenced this morning to 80 years in prison on several charges related to those killings. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Hey, it's Rob for Universal Windows Direct, and May is officially the kickoff to home improvement season.
And right now, during their home improvement season sale, you'll get an incredible 50% off your windows. Yes, half off. You heard right. You can upgrade your home with beautiful, energy-efficient windows for half the cost. But it gets even better. For a limited time, you'll get no interest and no payments for 12 months. That's a whole year to enjoy your new windows before you pay a single cent. And here's the cherry on top. You'll receive a free entry door with your window purchase. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the information and schedule your free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574, 317-659-7574. Universal Windows Direct's home improvement season sale. Half off your windows, no interest, no payments for 12 months. 317-659-7574. Tell them Rob sent you.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, I've been told Michigan Road has reopened at 64th. We had an earlier fatal motorcycle crash there. Southbound 65 moving again in the Boone, still slow in pockets from Lebanon exit 138 down to the Dogleg 865. But again, we are moving. Inbound 69 stop and go traffic from 106th Street to 82nd for a 5-minute delay. Inbound 65 dragging from 29th to Meridian Penn. And eastbound 70 on a 4-minute delay from Belmont to the South Split. Northbound 65 grinding through the construction zone, Raymond Street into the South Split. And you start to lose lanes as you get into that South Split. And then a crash on southbound 6570. This is again in the South Split. The exit is partially blocked. It is open. We are slow back to the North Split. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping and code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're in for a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid-40s, and then a beautiful Saturday will emerge with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Highs will rise into the mid to upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
I'm just turning around looking at headlines on Fox News. This one says, Dems storm New Jersey ICE facility holding MS-13 member. Can you fill in give me some context here, Hammer? Because I've been on the phone putting out fires of my own.
So the ICE facility in Newark, New Jersey, there was some sort of organized protest where a group of lawmakers, local officials showed up and tried to break into the ICE facility. Now, what they wanted to do inside, I don't know. Do they want to free some of these MS-13 members?
Let them go.
But you had at least two congressional members from New Jersey that have been arrested. You've had Democrat reps LaMonica McIver and Bonnie Watson Coleman. They were arrested for trying to break into the Delaney Hall Detention Center in Newark. They say they wanted to conduct oversight. Also arrested on site, the Newark, New Jersey Democrat mayor, Ras Baraka. He was also arrested for trespassing at the ICE detention facility.
Something tells me Tom Homan doesn't put up with that kind of crap.
No. This isn't the Biden administration anymore, kids. You want to have your little cute stunts, you're going to go somewhere where there are bars keeping you away from other people. And that's what's happening right now. There's all types of police and media attention around this ICE facility in New Jersey because at least two, Fox is reporting 3, but I'm seeing 2 congressional members and the mayor of Newark try to storm their way into the ICE facility for, quote, oversight of some of the MS-13 gang members that were inside.
We want to oversee the MS-13 gang members, so we're storming the facility. Problems with that? Anybody?
I wish they were that passionate about some of the hostages that we have that are held up in basements and prisons in the Gaza Strip somewhere. But hey, the Democrats in New Jersey, they want those MS-13 gang members out on the streets. They want oversight. They want them out. This is why you lost every swing state. Now, I know New Jersey is not a swing state. It's probably going to be blue regardless. But if you're in Wisconsin, if you're in Michigan, if you're in one of these states, if you're a Republican, they just created an ad for you. Hi, my name is Jason Hammer. I do not want to free MS-13 gang members from an ICE detention center like that party does. Vote for me, Hammer out. That's your ad.
What consists of storming an ICE facility?
Trying to bum rush the security and get past security to get inside? Enough to get you arrested.
I mean, that's been done before, I think, here in the past couple of years. 2020. Storming facilities. I believe they call that, well, some people would call it an insurrection.
Oh,
possibly.
That's right. But this is a new ball game now. Like, the Trump administration takes this kind of stuff seriously as to where the Biden administration doesn't. And I think you're going to see the same thing happen to those idiots that stormed into the library at that Columbia University campus.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is not what you're used to. Like, you used to get away with this crap before. Now, you're talking about some federal charges coming your way, and it's not going to be a slap on the wrist. So, FAFO, as the kids would find out. Lock these people up, throw away the key. We'll have more information on that as we get more brought to us throughout the afternoon.
Hilarious.
Speaking of the Biden administration, the old goat was on The View yesterday.
Who?
Joe Biden and the good doctor, Dr. Jill. They were on The View yesterday.
What is the deal? Are they promoting something? Is there a book?
It's the I'm Not Dead World Tour.
I just want to let people know I'm still alive world tour.
That's it. And it was everything you thought it would be. You know, Joe Biden's trying to act like he's still got his fastball and he could run for office again, but he gets tongue-tied and Dr. Jill has to come in and save him. And they're still playing that card of the only reason Kamala lost was because everybody in the country is a racist or a sexist, Nige.
Oh, that's it.
That's what it is.
That's it. All the swing states?
Sexist.
Everybody?
Racist. Every one of them.
Swing states?
Every one of them, even the blacks. Racist and sexist.
I think Kamala lost because she wasn't a very popular candidate to begin with, and she was not voted. Nobody voted for her to run for president.
Right.
She was just kind of installed. I think that may have had something to do with it.
She was an idiot, and she was more unpopular than Joe. And let that sink in. Remember how bad that debate was that Joe had with Donald Trump, where at one point Donald Trump comes in, I don't know what he just said. I don't think he knows what he just said. The approval ratings were pretty low for Joe, but they were better than Kamala Harris. So that's why you lost. You had a geriatric candidate you had to kick off the ballot, a guy that couldn't walk up or down stairs and crapped his pants on national TV when he wasn't speaking gibberish. And then you had the ultimate diversity hire that you brought in. Not my words, that's Joe's words.
Sure.
I want to have a woman of color in here that nobody voted for. Nobody. She finished last in the primary when she was trying to get the nomination a number of years ago.
Well, when she was trying to get that nomination, she was, vigorously implying that her opponent, Joe Biden, was a racist, segregationist.
Sure.
Palling around with, I had to go to, get on different buses and things like that. She, implied nonstop that he said that she believed Joe Biden's a sexual assault accuser. Yeah, I believe her. And then all of a sudden, Joe Biden says, let's get to work.
She's a woman. She's not white. Screw it. Let's put her on the ticket. That's more important to us than anything else. That's why you lost. And oh, by the way, you let the lunatics take control of your party. Now, you could say Donald Trump's a lunatic, whatever. Donald Trump resonates with people, right? The lunatic fringe of the left does not. And this past election is proof of that. Like, it's okay to say, maybe we should have a discussion about abortion. But you lose people when you say, only if we can have abortion up until the moment of birth, and then maybe even if we drop the shorty, we kill it afterwards. How do you think about that?
We just gotta go keep that baby comfortable.
The governor of Virginia.
Keep that baby comfortable until we have a discussion with the mother, unless we want to talk about keeping that baby alive or not.
Governor Northam of Virginia?
Governor Northam going to keep that baby comfortable.
It's okay to say, let's have a discussion about immigration. It's letting the lunatics run the asylum by just opening up the border wide open and then wondering why so many young people die of fentanyl. That's why you lost. It wasn't because people in Wisconsin and Michigan are all sexist and racist, you old goat. This is becoming one of my favorite segments of the week here. We've tasked producer Allison, the lovely young lady that produces this program every Monday through Friday, to come up with a week in review of the Hammer and Nigel show. So every Friday around this time, she has put together some of the best sounds of the week. So if you missed anything, here it is, producer Allison's week in review.
Remember how we were talking about raw dogging and barebacking?
Because as you know, Nige, poping ain't easy.
Yeah, you need to get the raccoon to rehab.
I mean, you really got Pelosi clapping that thing, Nige.
No pigeon vasectomies.
Got it. Because he didn't have a chubby walking to the mailbox, he's allowed to do that. Hey, Pam.
Pipe down, Pam. Pipe down.
No, you sit down, Pam. Kids, remember, when you're driving down the street with your family and you smell a dead possum in the road, it's kind of like you're licking its fatal and bloody wounds.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Why? Who cares?
Kenny, you still got that damn cannonball?
You've got the upper hand. He's down on his knees. Kick him in the face.
In the face.
In the face.
There's a skeeter in my Peter, knock it off.
Clap, clap.
There's a skeeter in my Peter, knock it off.
Clap, clap. There's a skeeter in my Peter.
There's a skeeter in my Peter. There's a skeeter in my Peter, knock it off.
Clap, clap. Week in review from producer Allison, ladies and gentlemen.
Bravo.
I think I got everything, yeah.
Matt Bear's got to look at the roads.
Skeeter and Peter. Southbound 6570 crash at East Street, and that's on the exit ramp. Traffic stop and go back to the north split of cars facing the wrong way, and that's causing a delay right now. Eastbound 70 going in to the south split. Stop and go traffic, 4-minute delay from Belmont into the south split. Inbound 65 slows 21st to Meridian Penn, a delay of 3 minutes. Now southbound 65 in Boone County. Stop and go traffic in pockets from Lebanon exit 138 down to the Dogleg 865. Northwest side northbound 465. Stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. Crash East side, Emerson Avenue, north of 46th Street. Traffic sponsored by Grand Appliance. Secure low prices on brands like GE Profile, Cafe, and more during the locked-in pricing sale at Grand Appliance. Visit grandappliance.com or your local Grand today. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Coming up here, just about 15 minutes or so, we're going to drag Matt Bear in here and make him do some radio with us.
Cool.
It's coming up about 4:35. Right now, it's 66 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and a fun round of Is This Anything next.
Hey, it's Matt Bear here for Trajan Wealth. It's May. We're feeling good heading into the weekend, but, maybe not so great about the markets. That's understandable. And Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary with your best interest at heart, are ready to get to know you and join you in your retirement journey. Call and schedule your first appointment to get to know the team. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. You can trust Trajan. They're family-owned, veteran-led. Their retirement income planning services start with an in-depth understanding of your short and long-term goals. In other words, they want to get to know you, the person, then design a tailor-made portfolio that's customized to your dreams for the future. Call today and learn more about these strategies. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer? Can we sleep cooler? Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
With everything going on, it may be hard to imagine one more thing to worry about. But clothes dryers cause thousands of house fires every year. And dirty ductwork in your home is filling the air you breathe with pollutants and allergens. Should you worry? Not if you contact Safe Dryer and Air Duct Solutions, a locally owned, veteran-operated business offering fast, reliable duct and dryer vent cleaning services, making your home safer and your air healthier. WIBC listeners save 10% off any service. One less thing to worry about. Go to safedads.net.
Want to find out what real retirement planning is all about? Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed. This is a program presented by the Attorney General's office here in Indiana Hammer. The Attorney General's office reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. All you have to do to find out if you have unclaimed funds is go to indianaunclaimed.gov. That's indianaunclaimed.gov.
Is this anything? If you live in the state of Virginia, or maybe you know somebody in Virginia, the amount of time your child can be on social media will soon be limited by law. Beginning next year, minors under the age of 16 will be banned from using social media for more than 1 hour a day. Here is Jen Goldback, a professor at the University of Maryland, weighing in on this interesting time limit.
I don't know if I see it being effective, honestly. Kids are very clever at getting around these. And, you know, I totally understand that, like, what are you going to do if you're a platform and a 12-year-old, 14-year-old signs up and says they're 25? Like, are you going to require ID from everyone who signs up for your platform? Probably not. If you take those platforms away, what they're going to do is find other platforms that are outside the bounds of what this law.
Yeah, I think this is nothing. I don't know how they're going to enforce this law, and I'm not for, you know, who is it, Youngkin out there in Virginia, who's done a lot of good out there as governor, but, you know, I'll decide how long my child spends on social media. I'll decide how long they get on TikTok or Insta.
But you're an active parent, though. Like, not everybody has active parents. So maybe that's what this is supposed to be about. I don't know. Making it harder for kids to get on these apps if they require an ID.
Yeah, but okay. But like this woman said, this professor, what's it going to do? How are they going to enforce it?
Right.
What ways are there going to be around getting to, I mean, it just, there's too many questions and it just seems needless.
It's like getting onto a beer website now. You go onto like a beer website. Some of them make you put in like your birth date at the beginning. Just put an old date on there.
Yeah. That's all it is. That's all, every beer website. That's such a great point. Every liquor website, every beer website. What was your birthday? May 8th, 1976. Well, I'm actually only 12 years old.
Right.
But I just put May 8th, 1976 in there. And, you're all of a sudden you're in. I don't know. I as a parent, I'll decide. They have something called screen time. They have limits. I'll decide how much my kid spends on social media.
Keeping it in the state of Virginia here. Is this anything? Teenager in Virginia was shot and killed.
Oh, jeez.
While doing this viral ding-dong ditch trend. Tyler Chase Butler.
Was it on TikTok?
It's on TikTok. I've seen a few on Instagram as well.
Oh, no.
Tyler Chase Butler was arrested on several charges in the death of Michael Bosworth Jr. Here is a neighbor talking about the shooting.
Poor child, the poor kid that got killed, and of course what happened to him. I mean, such a stupid prank, and look at the results. Family's ruined. Very sad. Hope this does not happen, and I hope the kids learn a lesson.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just did a 180 on my argument. I mean, they're doing this for a TikTok trend.
Right.
We're going to go ding-dong ditch. But no, the guy to blame here is the person that blew the kid away. The high schoolers were ringing doorbells at 3 a.m. A dude believed they were trying to break into his house, pulled out the gun, and then boom. I think that's rare. I think it's random. I don't think it happens all the time. But at the same time, what are your kids doing out at 3 a.m.? I'm not blaming the teenager. He did not deserve to die in any way, shape, or form. But, man, your chances increase an awful lot depending on what side of town you're on, what kind of things you're doing outside a stranger's home in the middle of the night.
Right. And listen, I'm not trying to bend myself in a pretzel to defend the guy that shot the kids. Trust me, I'm not. But if you're asleep on the couch and you hear somebody kicking at the front door, maybe they knocked, maybe they just rang the doorbell, but maybe somebody's kicking at the front door. Like, that's not a normal sound. So you probably grab your firearm.
No, you're right.
But you can't just shoot blindly. And I know that's where Guy Relford would come in and say, you just can't start shooting blindly. There has to be a threat. You have to fear for your life. Or if they enter your home, then it becomes like the Castle Doctrine debate. I don't know if they have that in Virginia or not. But yeah, man, nothing good happens if you're out about 3 o'clock in the morning, if you're not at work.
And trending on TikTok, no less.
Right. Last one. Is this anything? A cat that went missing in Michigan 3 years ago just turned up at a McDonald's 10 miles from the owner's home. Here is Ella talking about finding her cat Buddy after all this time at the local McDonald's.
It's absolutely insane that he survived that long. We kept hoping, he'd be back a couple days, but then it was a couple days too long than usual, so that's when we started to get worried. I'm religious, so I really believe God has a plan. I immediately sent it to my grandma. I was like, that looks just like Buddy. I posted a picture of him on there, and I was like, do you think...
Did that just cut off, or is that just... Yeah, I don't know how these cats do this. You hear these stories all the time of how these animals go missing for years and then they just wind up randomly one day at some fast food restaurant 10 miles away. I don't get it. I go back to my question of is it cruel? Like, our cat is an indoor cat. It's got missing, it doesn't have any claws. It's been declawed, at least at the front. and we're getting a dog here pretty soon. We got to go get it vaccinated and rabies and all that stuff. Is it cruel to keep a cat inside for 18 years? Because that's how long they live. It's an indoor cat. If we let it out and we live in a wooded area, it's going to, it would probably be attacked eventually by the raccoons that are living underneath our deck.
Or wouldn't survive the winter. It freezes to death.
Well, yeah, of course. He'd be back at our sliding glass door meowing. But it seems cruel to me not to let a cat out of the house for years and years on end. I lived in the woods when I was a kid, and we had an outdoor cat. Came in, came out, stayed in most of the time during the winter, but when it needed to go out, we never had a litter box or anything like that.
Really?
But it is strange how these cats just kind of stick around, and she found them 3 years later, 10 miles away.
Yeah.
Weird.
Hanging out at the McDonald's, too. Okay, the cat even likes Big Macs. I'm not mad at that. It'll bring you back, baby. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
You want the best in the real estate business, you need local expert Mark Deal. No question about it. Andrew in downtown Noblesville was going to sell their house at 30 years, buy an RV, and travel into the golden years. Mark Diedel's team made it happen. Went under contract in 3 days, over asking price, no contingencies.
And what separates Mark Diedel from the competition is the guarantee. Why would you work with somebody else when you get this guarantee from Mark Diedel? Mark Diedel guarantees your home sold at a mutually agreed upon price and deadline, or he will buy it. That's right, he will buy it. You pick the move date, no long-term contracts. You can cancel at any time. All you have to do is get a hold of Mark Diedel. He'll answer any question you have, 317-755-4232, or go online, markdiedel.com. That's Mark, D-I-E-T-E-L, markdiedel.com.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Taxes, fees extra. After 1 year rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report August 2024.
Spring is here, and Dammons is full speed ahead with endless plant production of perennials, annuals, hanging baskets, roses, and planters. Trucks are arriving with fresh trees and shrubs. Dammons' friendly staff is ready to assist you and get you the help you need. So for any of your gardening needs, experience Dammons South on Emerson Avenue and Dammons West on Rockville Road.
Dammons Lawn and Garden, Indiana's most complete garden center.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A big wreck and a big fire. Nothing small this afternoon. Nothing on radar either, so weather not a big concern. It's sunny and 64 right now on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. The wreck was a fatal one at Michigan and 64th around 12:45 this afternoon.
Of course, this is a crime scene. You know, this is an active, fatal investigation scene. So while the accident did occur in the 6400 block of Michigan Road.
IMPD Officer Drew Brown, the person who died, was driving a motorcycle that hit an SUV. Both caught fire. For several hours, they did have that entire area blocked off as they did their investigation and looked for witnesses and crash video and the like. But Matt Baer says that has now reopened and you can get through now on Michigan Road. A fire going on East County Line Road. Some photos showing it's the Community South Cancer Center. It may be a building that's under construction. Matt Baer also has workarounds on that coming up. The Trump administration is dismissing concerns that the president and his businesses are profiting from his office. Fox's Jared Halpern.
President Trump and members of his administration are abiding by all ethics laws, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, rejecting claims of conflicts of interest.
I think it's frankly ridiculous that anyone in this room would even suggest that President Trump is doing anything for his own benefit.
Leavitt was asked about a digital currency offering invitations for a dinner with the president and Trump family members pursuing business in the Middle East.
He left a life of luxury and a life of running a very successful real estate empire for public service, not just once, but twice.
Leavitt says President Trump has lost money during his time in office. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
You know exactly why you need to remodel that kitchen of yours. The space, it's outdated. You can't move around like you used to. It doesn't work like it needs to. You want to entertain and you want to improve your quality of life. This can happen, just not with the kitchen you have. You need to call Booher Remodeling, B-O-O-H-E-R, BooherRemodeling.com. They can take that old kitchen that's deteriorating and broken down and turn it into something that works for you and your family. Their 5-step design process from start to finish, the consultation, the preliminary design, the design development, getting all the documents together, and then getting it done. The best materials, the most skilled craftsmen in Central Indiana. Booher Remodeling will guide you through the entire process, starting with the free initial consultation, and they stand behind their work with a 2-year workmanship guarantee. Create that new kitchen. Design experts can use an existing layout or begin completely from scratch. Talk to Booher Remodeling today. B-O-O-H-E-R. BooherRemodeling.com. That's BooherRemodeling.com.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
All right, Chris, northbound 65 loaded up from Raymond into the South Split because of road construction, and we lose lanes the closer to the South Split that we get. And while we're heading into the South Split, we do have eastbound 70 stop-and-go traffic, Belmont into Meridian, Illinois, approaching the South Split. A crash on the entrance from West Street to westbound 70. That ramp is open, partially blocked. Inbound 65 stop-and-go traffic from 29th Street to Meridian Penn. Inbound 69 stop-and-go 106th Street to 82nd, and westbound 465 on the north side slowing from Meridian Street over to Ditch, and Michigan Road has reopened to 64th Street. You can now use Michigan Road in that area. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This may be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives remind you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMB. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're in for a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid-40s, and then a beautiful Saturday will emerge with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Highs will rise into the mid to upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Can I just get this off my chest real quick, and then we can move on? I'm seething. I'm sweating right now.
Well, you are fat.
I've lost weight, but I have a lot more to go.
You look good.
I get a text from my wife. All I want to do is go home and watch this Pacer game with my son. That's all I want to do, Matt.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And also, my wife works out of our house. Internet and power, we are dependent. Like, we are dependent on both those things. Text. Spectrum was just burying some cable at our neighbor's house, but he cut ours. We have no cable or internet all weekend, and they can't come fix it until Sunday afternoon.
No.
Good Lord. We don't even have a Spectrum. We have MetroNet.
Right.
So the guy was...
The rival cable company screwed up your cable, so you can't watch the Pacers.
So I'd say Spectrum has to come fix our crap.
Right.
And
they broke it.
And now we have MetroNet, and so no internet and that's how we get our cable. We don't even have cable. It was just all streaming. And so I don't...
I'm sure Spectrum will reimburse you for the money lost, not to mention all the memories that you lose with your son.
Somebody from Spectrum, somebody from Internet, email me. Hammer and Nigel at WIBC.com. I don't know. That's all I was looking forward to doing tonight.
Matt, you and I are going to do a little role playing here, okay? You're going to play the role of Nigel, and I'm going to play the role of the employee that screwed up his cable from Spectrum, is it?
Spectrum screwed up our cable that we don't even use.
And scene. I'm knocking on your door.
Hello. Come
in.
Hey,
you're the guy on the radio, right? You're Nigel.
I'm Big Nige. Yes, that's me.
Man, I love your show. I heard you talking about how much you want to watch that Pacers game tonight. It's game 3. The field house is going to be rocking. You and your son are going to watch it. But unfortunately, we screwed up and we cut your line. And I'll talk to you on Sunday.
Where's the fireball?
And scene.
Fireball!
That sucks, man.
Oh, that's it.
That's awful.
Brutal. Just brutal.
And MetroNet doesn't bury their lines very shallow either, from what I'm reading and what I've seen at my own house. So it was bound to happen. I don't know what to do. Whatever. Maybe I'll rent a hotel room. First world problems.
Well, again, if you rent that hotel, just send the bill to Spectrum. I'm sure they'll reimburse you and they'll cut you a $300 check for the Conrad. Yeah, go stay on the Conrad on us. We're sorry, Nigel. Internet companies are great about treating their customers well. That's my experience.
It'd be cheaper to buy a ticket to the game and go, like on the secondary market, than that probably.
That makes me mad. I mean, that upsets me. This is a big family night for you.
And not only that, but my wife had high-level conversations today with the people in her company, the executives, and it just got cut off like that. And she saw the guy out there burying our neighbor's cable, and she walked out, and she's like, hey.
He's holding one end of the cable in one hand, one hand in the other. What do I do about this?
And he was
Clark Griswold getting ready to light the Christmas lights.
He was trying to. She told me he was trying to convince her. Now I didn't cut anything. I didn't do anything, and now I was just burying this cable. Well, I don't have internet or anything, so yeah, it's Spectrum's fault, and MetroNet can't get out there until Sunday.
That's fantastic.
Oh, first world problems, bigger problems in the world. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Matt, thank you for joining us.
No, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me in. Beautiful day in the Circle City, if I may say so.
Beautiful
Man,
weekend.
it is, and we got a lot going on. We got Pacers, we got Racers, we got Mother's Day. What are we looking at, Matt?
Okay, do you want to talk about this 65 project on the South Side? Because I'm scared.
Well, if you're scared, that means I should be scared.
Yeah, no kidding.
This is I-65, and right now there's a construction zone going into the South Split. It's just a major interchange that takes you to the airport or downtown or wherever you want to go. Right now there's a slowdown as you come off Raymond into the South Split. Well, starting on May 17th, if the weather cooperates, and I'm trying to give everybody as much time on this as they can possibly get, 65 is going to be taken down to just a couple of lanes in both directions. So we're going to be losing a lane to later add a lane. That's what the construction project is to eventually extend or widen.
Losing a lane.
Yeah. Losing a lane to gain a lane.
That has shades of we've got to pass the bill to know what's in it.
Oh, that's a great reference.
That's a great point.
That is fantastic. But what
I didn't like it then, and I don't like it now.
Especially when it comes to my driving. So we're adding a lane to this portion of I-65 on the south side from 465 to the South Split. And this construction zone will be extended down to 465 beginning May 17th if the weather cooperates. And these lane restrictions go through the end of next year. So, this is a big-time construction. Not only that, we will lose the ramp, the exit from northbound 65 to Keystone Avenue, and that's huge for people to go to University of Indianapolis, Hannah Avenue people, anybody on the south side. So this is going to be a tough construction project. That ramp will be shut down for 3 to 4 months until late August, but the lanes themselves, that congestion, that traffic, we're already getting delays into midday, not just rush hour. That delay, that lane restriction will be going on through the end of next year. So it's going to be a pain in the ass. We're going to have to deal. We're going to have to please be patient going through there. There are going to be people working all the time. And again, with summer and construction season after, we have to be mindful of the construction workers. And please do that. I know everybody does the best they can. But if we could really just watch it, we're going to be in good shape.
Especially downtown, man. I know they're doing a ton of construction on government-funded hotel over here. That thing's going to be done by November, but yet everything else around the city just sits there and sucks for years.
It's like for 10 years, we've been talking about building hotels, and then all of a sudden we're building 6 of them. One on Penn, one on Missouri, one on Market Street, one on Ohio. It's just hotel madness.
I just want the Soldier and Sailor Monument done.
Oh, no.
I'm so tired of seeing the iconic Monument Circle look like crap.
I was thinking about this. I was doing a little biking. Sounded so biker when I said that.
Were you wearing spandex?
I was riding my bike. I was showing my bulge in some tight spandex pants.
Very nice.
No. I don't have any of that.
Impressive.
Well, yeah, I thought so. But we were looking from Monument
Allison just
Circle.
gave you a thumbs up.
Sorry, everybody. But it's basically we have University Park and the War Memorial under construction right now, which seems like it's been going on forever, and Monument Circle still under construction, which has been going on forever. Remember, we took the statue down, guys. We had to polish the statue, and that lasted a couple of years. Then they put that back, and it seemed like right after that, the basement flooded. They had to fix that, and now they are redoing.
It's been a couple of weeks since I've polished the statue.
Yeah, right, man.
Is that what you're calling it these days?
Sorry you lost your internet.
Pretty slow the past couple of weeks.
Weekend for polishing the statue.
Allison, you can go ahead and put that soundbite on next week's montage. Feel free.
That was beautiful, by the way. That was so great. Great.
Matt Baer is with us, the traffic beast. He is also one of the co-hosts of the Supporting Sobriety podcast that he does with Ryan Hedrick from our newsroom. What's the clip we've got today?
We're talking about the liver. The liver's a beast, all right? And one of the things with alcoholism is that we lose the functionality of our liquor. No, that's there. Of the liver. And that's, of course, it's problematic. But the liver is so resilient when you stop drinking and you finally say the magic words, the words I'd love to hear, I'm ready, then that liver can start to come back. Like with all the physical things, I can actually use my legs to get off the couch now. And I thank my sobriety for that, because I wouldn't be doing the other things. You have to have the sobriety. If that's not there, nothing else follows. So it's important to talk about these health benefits when you think of sobriety for the caregiver, which is who Ryan and I talk to, the people that we torture through our addiction. So when you think about these physical ailments, they do get better. It was kind of remarkable how fast the healing it went for me. The liver is so tough. It is such a tough organ, man. I absolutely annihilated mine. And I know I've said this on the podcast like 25 episodes ago. I was at a rehab center and I was meeting with the doctor, and the doctor said, your liver enzymes are through the move. Yeah, no shit, I'm an alcoholic and I'm in rehab. My last drink was 2 days ago. And she said, no, they're high for here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so I have a bad liver for rehab? Yeah.
What do they call that? The belly Reuben count?
Oh, yeah. Yes, and my belly was protruding, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I had nothing but alcohol and fried food in me to begin with, so I was morbidly obese because of the lifestyle I was living. But yeah, my belly was protruding just from all that bloatedness and all that sugar and all that alcohol stuff. And the doctor's like, yeah. And I kid you not, man. After 2 weeks of not drinking, they ran my blood to get away back, and they showed me numbers, say, hey, you almost have a normal liver now.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was,
man, that just makes me feel guilty as hell, because still got a little belly on me a little bit. I've lost a bunch of weight, but I'm still fighting the good fight. But I bet if I just stopped drinking cold turkey here, man, I might be able to drop this thing off.
A lot of empty calories in those booze bottles and those beer cans, man.
Everybody in here looks great, first off.
Well,
and the reason I focused on that portion of it, because that's the one that I hear about the most, is the weight gain and the weight loss through alcoholism. And there are so many other tangible physical benefits to stopping and drinking and to quit that lifestyle. And guys, I've said it a million times, and I believe this with my heart of hearts. I'm not special. Anybody can do sobriety. It just takes that one effort. It takes those magic words I love saying so much. I'm ready. And then you're off to the better life. And again, the whole thing is, my worst day sober better than my best day drunk? No, it's never going to be. My worst day sober is always going to be better than that best day drunk, and it's a blessing.
Where can we find the podcast?
Supporting Sobriety for the Caregiver, the Alcoholic and Addict. Myself and Ryan Hedrick, our morning news anchor. You can be found at Sobriety_pod, Instagram. You can also find the podcast itself. Apple, that's what I use, Apple or Spotify, wherever else you find a major podcast.
Matt, you're the best. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Love you guys.
It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group. But before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. And when Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. Every pre-owned Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra, every car, every truck, everything in the showroom, everything on the lot. Need credit? Managers will be on site, accepting applications for immediate review. Plus, Hubler's got you covered. Every Q-certified vehicle includes our 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota, everything goes. It's your chance to save like never before. Don't miss it. When Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. On US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. Before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
Dear driver, thank you. Thank you for slowing down when you saw the orange cones and road construction signs. My husband is one of those road workers. And today, you saved his life. If you hadn't slowed down, you would have missed that lane change, driven right into the work zone, and you would have killed him. Because you were driving differently. He'll be at our son's Little League game this weekend. He'll be there to walk our daughter down the aisle. He'll be out there tomorrow, making Indiana's roads safer. Thank you.
When driving in a construction zone, be smart, be alert, be in the zone.
This is Brian Short, business manager for the Indiana Laborers District Council. Everyone deserves a safe place to work. Do your part in the cone zone. Slow down, save lives. We're all in this together.
A message from Indiana's District Council of Laborers International Union of North America and affiliated locals.
B&W's Premier Club membership goes a long way to prevent heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. Go to bplusw.com.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard Air dealer.
Reach your fitness goals in 2025 with a 20-minute once-a-week program at Exercise Inc. 5 locations now in Fishers. Visit exerciseinc.com.
This May, be a hero at the finish line. Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives reminds you to say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV.
Big stories locally, big moves in Washington. WIBC.com keeps you updated throughout the day with all the news that matters, plus traffic, weather, and more on your phone, your laptop, wherever you are. It's news when you need it.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. It's their tariff-free made in the USA sale. Take the short trip down 65 to Columbus and save a ton of money on Lazy Boys and Smith Brothers. Save up to $800 on mattresses, and they guarantee you the lowest prices on Berlin Gardens in Pollywood Outdoor Furniture, plus up to 4 years interest-free financing and even extra discounts for cash.
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Spencer and the gang, they have been taking care of Hammer and Nigel listeners for a while. They love you guys, and we love them. They support us, so let's support them. They still have free delivery and setup if you live within 75 miles of their store. So if you need a new Tempur-Pedic mattress, oh, those things are awesome. A new couch, a new love seat, maybe some outdoor patio furniture. Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Stop by, tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. Matthew, what are you going to tell us about the roads?
Southbound 6570 Hammer crashed downtown. This is at Fletcher, and it's approaching the South Split on the exit to the South Split, and right now all ramps are open. They are partially blocked. Northbound 65 South Side, stop and go traffic Raymond Street into the South Split because of construction. Eastbound 70 grinding into the South Split from Belmont. Inbound 65 stop and go MLK to Meridian Penn, a 6-minute delay. North side northbound 465 stop and go traffic 86th Street up to 865. In the Boone, southbound 65 slows from Lebanon exit 138 down to the Dogleg 865, and inbound 69 stop and go traffic 106th Street, 282nd, 7-minute delay. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and driven to save lives. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
We are just about 1 hour away from Beer Sample Friday.
Come on, I need it.
We will officially kickstart the weekend here in Indy. It's 66 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. And again, a reminder that Mother's Day is Sunday.
Yeah.
So let's say you can't get to Diamonds Direct and buy that little special something something. You still got a few more days left to buy a lackluster last-minute gift card or some other crappy prize.
And now, a mom ponders Mother's Day.
Another Mother's Day. I can't wait to see what dummy gets me this year. Last year, he told me he got me something to make my life easier. It was a new vacuum cleaner. I told him maid service would be the gift, but we can't afford it because dummy loses so much money online betting.
Dummy.
He couldn't pick a winner if he tried. I know the feeling. I married him. Who's the dummy now? Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, that was brutal.
Was that Crystal Hammer? Was that the coupon lady? It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Galaxy Concrete Coatings. My Galaxy Concrete coated garage floor is out of this world. I have an older house. The garage was never maintained by the previous owners. Cracks, stains, it was uneven. Galaxy Concrete Coatings comes in within a day, and they didn't use epoxy, by the way. They don't use epoxy. They use something that's better. It's called polyurea. It's a new premium standard for coatings. It's now 4 times stronger than it was. The color's not going to fade. It's easy to clean. In fact, Galaxy Concrete Coatings did such a good job on my garage. I just had them back in to my basement, and they did my utility room floor, and it looks amazing. Check out their website to see pictures. Get a quote, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, galaxyconcretecoatings.com, or call them 751-9070.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 62225, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Millions of illegal aliens crossed our southern border under Biden administration policies. But now, things are changing. This is your Congressman, Jefferson Shreve. I'm committed to securing our borders and to protecting our Hoosier communities. I'm delivering for you. Because of Republican leadership, illegal border crossings are at an all-time low. I'm leading the charge to complete the southern border wall and deport illegal aliens. I'm fighting for Indiana and working for you in Congress.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family heating and air.
Maintenance is going to drastically increase the efficiency and performance of your system. It's also going to significantly improve the longevity of it. People think that they are saving money by skipping their maintenance. And in reality, they're just shaving years off the life and increasing the consumption of that unit, spending a lot more in the long term.
Get your tune-up today at Family Heating and Air, your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
You ever try fixing your car and realize you're missing that one part? Yeah, been there. That's why eBay's my go-to. They've got millions of parts, guaranteed to fit. I'm talking brake pads for when yours have seen one too many miles of stop and go. Oil filters, because you don't mess around with your engine care. Even got this cold air intake on my watch list. I might just go for it. To keep the ride cool and your DIY streak hot. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. eBay. Things. People. Love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Denny Smith for Sundown Gardens, where the annual hanging basket sale is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's right. It's 20% off hanging baskets this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at Sundown Gardens, plus 30% off chocolates. Now, you know your mom loves flowers and chocolate. And the nursery's full of high-quality trees and shrubs. The greenhouse is overflowing with annuals, perennials, and more. Don't forget, the hanging basket sale this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only, 186th Street and Spring Mill Road in Westfield, sundown.gardens.com.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see the full line of Kubota or visit McAllisterKubota.com.
Broadcasting from the Technology Recycler Studios, this is Indy's Mobile News, 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. The news starts now.
Fox News, the Federal Aviation Administration confirming that there was another air traffic control outage this morning affecting Newark Liberty International Airport in New Jersey. Speaking about this at a press conference at the airport, New Jersey Democratic Congressman and gubernatorial candidate Josh Gottheimer says these delays are hurting the entire Northeast.
The region is short, and this is a big deal. The region is short about 40 air traffic controllers that it needs.
White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt stressed the importance of modernizing the air traffic infrastructure.
This outage at Newark Airport speaks to why the Secretary of Transportation yesterday made a massive announcement in investing in our aviation safety and our telecom system.
Newark's flight troubles have been ongoing for weeks now as the airport faces staffing shortages and equipment failures. The United States and China set to open talks on a trade deal that might help lower the tariffs on goods coming in from China. Fox Business Network's Kelly Severia reports from Cleveland, Ohio.
Right now, China is being hit with a 145% tariff on its products. The president said he is floating the idea of cutting that number down to 80%. Mexico and Canada get a 25% tariff on some non-USMCA goods. This weekend, we're expecting the U.S. and China to come together in Switzerland to talk about the tariffs, but China has already come to the table and said it's exempting certain products, including microchips and certain engines, from its 125% retaliatory tariff on our goods.
It comes as many manufacturers are working overtime to meet increased demand, with consumers trying to avoid tariffs on Chinese and European goods. 3 New Jersey Democrats, Reps Bob Menendez Jr., Bonnie Watson-Coleman, and LaMonica McIver, entered ICE's Delaney Hall Detention Center during a protest. DHS says the lawmakers rushed in through the gates as an ICE bus arrived. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The fatal wreck on Michigan Road, no detour required any longer. Nothing on radar. Sunny during the day all weekend. Clear at night. Right now, it's 64 on Monument Circle. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending at 5:02. So they do have the scene of the wreck cleared at Michigan and 64th on the northwest side. Here's what went down. A motorcycle and an SUV hit about 12:45 this afternoon, and both caught fire. IMPD officer Drew Brown says the man on the bike died. The driver of the SUV was taken to the hospital and is cooperating.
It's unclear exactly what the factors were that led up to this. They'll be exploring all those different avenues, but just know that a family is hurting right now, and we want to investigate as best as we can.
Lots of smoke on the south side. That is attributed to a fire at the Community South Cancer Center, which is a building that's under construction on East County Line Road. WIBC News still working to find out what happened there to get that going. The name Mr. Gabe will be known in infamy in Brownsburg. He's presumed innocent, but is charged now with 43 counts of child exploitation and child pornography, accused of molesting students at Main Street University for Kids and recording some of that. His full name, 22-year-old Gabriel Garner. And now some of the families are taking action.
The families are feeling devastated, blindsided, furious.
Attorney Catherine Michaels speaking with Wish TV about the case of a former Brownsburg teacher who the cops say filmed sexually explicit material at Main Street University for Kids.
What happened here is going to create scars on their children for life.
Police say they have hundreds of images on Gabriel Garner's phone that appear to show him sexually abusing the children. A 3-year-old and a 5-year-old were among the victims, say police. Brian Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Indiana gas is going down. It's now $3.10 on average, says Gas Buddy. You've got traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Last-minute Mother's Day shoppers, all 4 Cynthia's Hallmark locations have plenty of budget-friendly ideas that make it easy. Graduation gifts, too. Ronaldo Jewelry in Greenfield is the perfect gift for either celebration. Every piece of Ronaldo jewelry is thoughtfully designed to tell a story, a beautiful personal gift. Cynthia's has a huge selection of Yeti products, and Mom will love the new ultramarine violet color. Be sure to take advantage of Cynthia's tote sale featuring huge 17 by 16 quilted totes in beautiful spring colors, just $9.98, and 20% off everything you can fit inside. Some exclusions apply. Lemon Lavender is one of Cynthia's best-selling product lines, full of the perfect spa day products to pamper Mom. And while you're there, pick up your ornament dream book and get details of the special pre-order promotion starting May 12th. Happy Mother's Day from locally owned Cynthia's Hallmark, 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road, and in Greenfield.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
Southbound 65, 70 Fletcher Avenue crash. Partially blocking the south split. The split is open. No problems there, but we do have a delay back to the north split. Also on the south side, northbound 65, stop and go before Raymond into the south split. Lanes start to go away as you get close to the south split. That's a construction project. Eastbound 70, stop and go from Belmont into the south split. That's a delay time of 5 minutes. A crash on the entrance from West Street to westbound 70. Ramp is open. It is partially blocked. Boone County, southbound 65, stop and go traffic. Lebanon exit 138 past State Road 267. Inbound 69, stop and go 106, 282nd. And southbound 31, dragging in the exit to 465 from Carmel 111 down to the 465 interchange. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code or radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're in for a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid-40s, and then a beautiful Saturday will emerge with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Highs will rise into the mid to upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis, on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
All right, something we've been wondering about and talking about on the show for a long time, the client list. Jeffrey Epstein. FBI Director Kash Patel testified in D.C., was asked about Jeffrey Epstein, Epstein. Senator Kennedy of Louisiana was asked about his death and when we will get any information.
Did Jeffrey Epstein hang himself or did somebody kill him?
Senator, I believe he hung himself in a cell in the Metropolitan Detention Center.
Are you going to release all the information about that?
Senator, we are working through that right now with the Department of Justice.
When do you think you'll have it done, Cash?
I think in the near future, sir.
Like before I die?
Senator, we've been working on that, and we're doing it in a way that protects victims, and also doesn't put out into the ether information that is irrelevant for production of the public, such as CSAM.
But there has to be a timeline, right? Any boss gives their employees a timeline.
Yeah, sometime in the near future is not a timeline.
Kennedy, before I die? I mean, it's a fair follow-up question.
It sure is.
Now,
Kennedy.
On the heels of that, just a couple days ago, if you remember, the Attorney General Pam Bondi, she spoke and said that the FBI has tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. Says there are hundreds of victims. This was a couple days ago. This was Pam Bondi.
The FBI, they're reviewing, there are tens of thousands of videos of Epstein with children or child porn. And there are hundreds of victims. And no one victim will ever get released. It's just the volume, and that's what they're going through right now. The FBI is diligently going through that.
Yeah, it's funny, days before that she announced thousands of those videos of evidence in that case, Bondi was secretly recorded. Did you hear about this?
The guy that used to be in charge of Project Veritas.
Yeah, the woman turned out, she was at a restaurant talking to somebody pretending to be a nanny. The woman turned out to be wearing a hidden camera for O'Keefe Media.
James O'Keefe, yeah.
Yeah, and which is kind of the latest venture of the MAGA provocateur.
Right.
And so yeah, this is some of the same stuff that was repeated.
But here's the thing, right? It's been, 6 years now? It's been 6 years. We understand that this may take a while. If there are thousands of videos, if there are thousands of girls, we understand. But I guarantee there are some people that are involved in politics in this country right now that are probably a part of that. Those are the people we need out right now. Everything else, just wait. You will get your justice. I'm not saying one victim is more important than the other, but I do not want anybody, and I don't care who it is, the president, a congressman, a senator, an advisor, whoever. I don't want anybody in charge of our leadership that had anything to do with having sex with underage girls on that island. Those are the people you need to get out right now. So with all due respect to Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, you can work on a lot of the other stuff later, but give us the big fish right now. We deserve to have the big fish, the big names, because I got a bad feeling these people are going to get away with it, and that's disgusting. Ghislaine Maxwell is locked up right now for sex trafficking, but who did she traffic to?
She's the only one.
Right.
The other guy was locked up, suicided himself.
So we need the big fish out here. That's what we should be demanding of Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. Not because these people are celebrities and they're more important than others. No, because I got a bad feeling they have a hand in shaping the way we govern this country. And that's why. We've got some conflicting reports here on this wild story about Bill Belichick and his 24-year-old girlfriend. So the New York Post, People, and an ESPN reporter named Pablo Torre, they reported earlier today that 73-year-old Bill Belichick, former coach of the Patriots, won all those Super Bowls. He's now the current coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels in college. This was reported that his 24-year-old girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, has been banned from the University of North Carolina football facility.
What a pain in the ass.
For being PETA. Pain in the, well, you got it.
Is being a pain in the ass worth the ass?
You have to ask Bill Belichick that. According to Pablo Torre, again, ESPN reporter, higher-ups at the University of North Carolina made this decision last week. Also, in that same report, he reports Belichick's family members are concerned about how this 24-year-old girlfriend is impacting the coach's legacy, and that's citing multiple sources. So as of this morning, we thought, okay, North Carolina's kicked, the 24-year-old girlfriend off because she was out there on the field for some reason. Like, she was out there next to Belichick, might as well have a whistle.
She doesn't need to be out there. She doesn't need to be on campus.
Well, now the athletic department of North Carolina has put out a statement. Quote, there have been false reports about Jordan Hudson's role, so we are providing the following statement to correct the record.
Oh, okay.
While Jordan Hudson is not an employee at the University of Carolina Athletics, she is welcome to the Carolina football facilities.
Wow.
Jordan will continue to manage all activities related to Bill Belichick's personal brand outside of his responsibilities to the football program at the university.
That sounds like it's a nice way of saying she has nothing to do with us.
Right. And it also sounds like Bill Belichick went to North Carolina and said, I don't have to be here.
Right.
This is North Carolina football. It's a basketball school, and I'm Bill freaking Belichick. So how about you let my little cute gold digger girlfriend come over here, and you guys just get the hell out of the way? That's what that sounds like to me.
She'll manage all activities related to Coach's personal brand outside of his responsibilities for the football team.
Right.
That is a real nice way of saying she ain't got damn all hell to do with us.
But she's out there on the field, though.
Yeah,
like, we've seen pictures of her out there. Like, why are you on the 50-yard line during practice? What are you doing? Now, speaking of relationships, here's one that's gone sour, and I don't like it.
Uh-oh.
Krispy Kreme and McDonald's are breaking up.
No.
This relationship was hot and heavy for about a year. Krispy Kreme had decided they wanted to put some of their products at McDonald's because not all places have a Krispy Kreme, but everywhere's got a McDonald's. And it sounds like they've not received the results that they've wanted. In the last year, they said they've had some economic hardship. So they made the announcement that Krispy Kreme will not be adding any new McDonald's to their list of places providing their donuts. And when they made that announcement, Nige, the stock tanked. It went down 24% at the opening bell yesterday as a result of this news. And this breaks my heart because I really wanted these two kids to make it because I support the bejesus out of both of them.
You do.
There really needs to be more Krispy Kreme bakeries, right? There needs to be more. The only one that I know of in Indy is up on the north side, Castleton area.
And then besides that, it's all, you got to go to the gas station to pick it up.
But that's not the same. It's just not. I want it right off that conveyor belt where it's hot and they've got the stuff all on top of it, the glazed donut.
Dripping.
It's dripping.
It's hot. Yeah.
It just hits different when it's right off that conveyor belt. You get it at the gas station. Lord knows how long it's been in that little shelf, right? So it's different. But, man, I really wanted these kids to make it work because I support them both. This is kind of like when
kids.
It's kind of like when Paris Hilton and Brian Urlacher broke up. You know, I really wanted that relationship to work, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
It's a shame.
Matt Bear, he's standing by in the WIBC Traffic Center.
All right, fellas, inbound 65 stop and go from the White River down to Meridian Penn. It's a 9-minute delay. Looking at southbound 6570, that's crash cleanup still in progress downtown. Fletcher Avenue, the ramps are open, partially blocked. Eastbound 70, stop and go from Belmont into the South Split to a 5-minute delay. Crash on the entrance. This is a big ramp. Westbound 70. West Street to westbound 70 is the entrance ramp downtown on the south end. That ramp is open. It is partially blocked, just a little tricky to make your entrance right now. East side southbound 465, stop and go from 72 South Shadeland. And on the north side, eastbound 465 tight from Keystone Avenue to Allisonville Road. Inbound 69, stop and go from 106th Street to 82nd, a 6-minute delay. And southbound 65 up in the Boone, slow from Lebanon exit 138 down to State Road 267. We are moving though. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push to talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Again, coming up about 30 minutes from right now, we will kickstart the weekend with Beer Sample Friday. Cannot wait for that. Right now, it's 67 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. We're gearing up for the Pacers tonight. It's Mother's Day weekend. Let's have a weekend, shall we? Man, the weather's beautiful. Let's have some fun. Are you okay with this? We're going to play that next.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather.
and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
You can be a hero at the finish line when you say yes to organ donation. I'm Jake Query, sports talk show host and auto racing announcer, and I hear so many stories about how organ donation saves lives. Like the 5 lives saved by race car driver Brian Clausen, who was an organ donor after he tragically passed away in a racing accident in 2016. You can be a hero when you say yes to organ donation the next time you're at the BMV. Learn more at driventosavelives.org.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my side softer?
Can I make my side firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number Everything Smart Bed sale. Every smart bed and base are on sale during our Memorial Day event. Up to 50% off, plus free home delivery. Limited time. Exclusively to Sleep Number store near you. Learn more at sleepnumber.com.
At Puccini's, we think less screen time and more quality mealtime is the better way. Eat, talk, and dine with less blue light glaring or talking heads blaring while enjoying great food at a reasonable price is the Puccini's way. Dine in for hot, delicious food prepared fresh and to your liking. If you need anything, we're right there so you'll leave full and happy. We have delivery options and carryout, but let's start dining in together again the way we all used to enjoy so much.
Puccini's Pizza, Pasta, Puccini's.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
This hour on 93 WIBC is powered by B&W HVAC, Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard air dealer.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay.
Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show.
I kind of have a feeling I know what you're going to say on this one. The South Carolina firing squad botched a recent execution of a cop killer as bullets missed the heart and left him alive longer than was intended. Are you okay with this?
So he still died, correct? Yes. So to me, that makes it a successful execution. So yes, I'm all right with this. Now, here's the backstory on this guy. Mikhail Mahdi. In July of 2004, Mikhail Mahdi went on a multi-state crime spree, carjacking, armed robbery, 3 murders, including that of a 56-year-old off-duty police officer who was shot at least 8 times before his body was burned. So this is the guy that certain bleeding hearts want to feel bad about, okay? That's who we're talking about. So to answer your question, am I okay with this? Allison, can I get some mood music? Yes. Yes, I am.
That answers my question. Okay.
Here are some notes from the autopsy and some experts. The bullets that struck Mr. Mahdi injured his liver and other internal organs and allowed his heart to keep beating as he remained alive for roughly a minute. Mr. Mahdi did indeed experience excruciating conscious pain and suffering for about 30 to 60 seconds after he was shot. Mr. Mahdi was alive and reacting longer than was intended or expected. Good. I hope he was in pain because this rotten SOB took 3 people from this planet. People whose families loved him, they were parents, they had children. This guy took their lives in cold blood and didn't think twice. And I'm supposed to feel bad that the execution took a little longer than expected because they missed his heart and they shot his internal organs? No, this guy's dead. Forrest Gump, your thoughts?
That's good. One less thing.
Are you okay with this? Here's a video. Oh, I've seen this one. It's gone viral. This is a dad. You listen to his accent. It sounds like he's straight out of The Sopranos, right? And he's showing his kid the no ice hack that turns 1 coffee into 2. So you get a cup of coffee, no ice. You ask for 2 cups of ice. You pour the coffee into the cups. Boom, 2 iced coffees for the price of 1.
What are you doing? I'm buying your mother coffee.
Dad, give me ice cream.
Take the ice. Don't worry about it. Look, but I want to teach you something. You order a coffee, no ice, right? $5.
What do you do with the rest?
What do you mean, what I do? Look, it's overflowing. I got 2 coffees. Your mother's happy. I'm happy.
Bada bing, bada boom. I love this guy.
Are you okay with that guy? Teaching his kid how to turn 1 iced coffee into 2?
Yes. This is like a Tony Soprano origin story. I know they had that movie, but this is how it really began right here, right? Oh, I love every part of this. Like, he sounds just straight out of Central Casting. You're right. It's like he just got done paying for a lap dance at the Bada Bing and then got into his car and had a meeting with Tony on the East Side. Oh, this is fantastic. That's good parenting, right? That's a father and son moment right there. They're bonding. They're learning. There needs to be more of that in this country.
Are you okay with this? Last night on NBA on TNT, Shaquille O'Neal gave a shout out to his old college frat buddy, his old college fraternity, actually, which led to Charles Barkley saying that frat guys are, quote, a bunch of damn loser dudes getting together all the time.
Shout out to Gamma Sig.
I don't think you have to do the tongue thing.
No, he's a Q.
Yeah, I know.
You wouldn't know nothing about that.
No, I don't want to.
I'm not going to say.
I don't want to be in no fraternity. I'm not going. I'm not damn loser dudes getting together all the time.
Oh my gosh, no, they do much more. They do great work in the community.
They don't do anything. Knock it off.
They do.
No, they don't.
I'm not a member, but I did.
That good you joined.
No, I didn't have time, brother.
No, you're busy.
In college.
Yeah, only losers join fraternities.
No, you know who else is in my fraternity?
I don't care who else it is.
The greatest player to ever play the game. Michael Jordan. Thank you.
Hey, Michael ain't wasting his time with no fraternity.
My ears, what are you talking about? He's a Q.
Yeah, he might be, but he ain't doing nothing with the bums.
Now they bums. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Stop it, man.
Just because you couldn't get in a fraternity. You have to have a grade point average to get in.
I did. That's why you couldn't get in. I averaged 20 points and 10 rebounds. That's my grade point average.
That is awesome. Are you okay with that?
I think I am. Now, this is different for everybody. I get it. Fraternities, I always thought, were a group where people who had a hard time making friends could get together. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not everybody is an extrovert. There's a lot of people that are introverts. Here comes fraternities. It's a place where they can get together, be friends, party, and have a good time. I never had problem making friends. I didn't have to pay for friends. And that was the thing that always blew my mind about fraternities. You have to pay a dues fee, and you got to pay all this money. I don't want to pay for friends. I just want to go to some of their parties and bang their girlfriends. That's it. And that's what I did at Ball State. Never got a chance to be in a fraternity, but I would always go through the whole rush week crap because I wanted the free beer, I wanted the free pizza, the free wings, and then I would turn down every single offer and do it again the next year. So, yeah, I'm kind of with Charles Barkley here. And in a roundabout way, I followed up Charles Barkley today. He was on Outkick with our pal Dan, and I came on shortly afterwards.
So, you're kidding me?
Yeah, great interview, by the way. If you want to go back and watch that, Barkley talks about how he's completely against men playing women's sports, and he can't understand why this is even some sort of talking point. Who do we got coming up next?
Breitbart News National Security Deputy Editor John Hayward, really interesting guy, talking about something that's going on miles away from this country. We've got the new Pope. He's an American. We've got Donald Trump doing tariffs and deals with Britain. But there is something happening between two gigantic countries that is very troublesome, and it involves nuclear weapons, and it's probably the number one story we should be paying attention to, but nobody is talking about.
That is coming up right after the news here at 93 WIBC.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
You've heard Democrats demand this. Now the president says it might happen. You've got a few clouds, but for the most part, it's sunny on Monument Circle and 65 right now. I'm Chris Davis. Here's what's trending. A tax increase for the rich is possible, but some Republican lawmakers don't like that. Fox's Chad Pergram reports.
A firestorm among House Republicans. Many of them pledged never to raise taxes. The president called for what he characterized as a, quote, tiny tax increase for the rich. Most Republicans balked at the idea of higher taxes for anyone. Republicans from high-tax states like California and New York demand a deduction for SALT. That refers to state and local taxes. A group of New York members rejected a flat $30,000 cap for SALT. Republicans need revenue to cover the gap created by SALT. That's why there's a conversation about taxing the wealthy.
A fatal wreck this afternoon on Michigan Road at 64th. That happened about 12:45. Police say a motorcycle and an SUV collided and both caught fire. The man who was driving the motorcycle died. Police had that intersection blocked off for several hours while they investigated, but it is now back open. If you're paying attention to your 401k this afternoon.
A choppy trading session with stocks ending mixed for the day, but down for the week as investors remain cautious ahead of highly anticipated trade talks slated for this weekend in Switzerland between the U.S. and China. The president is floating the idea of bringing tariffs on Chinese imports down to 80% from their current 145% rate, but he said it'll be up to Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Shares of the Magnificent Seven stocks were mixed, with Tesla stock rising over 4%. Adding to yesterday's gains, with the EV maker stock up for a third straight week. The Dow winners, Boeing, Chevron, and Goldman Sachs. The Dow decliners, United Health, Salesforce, and Amgen. The Dow falling 119 points. The Nasdaq up a point. S&P 500 lower by 4. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Afternoon traffic on 93 WIBC with Matt Bear.
What's happening, Chris? Looking at westbound 74 going to Brownsburg, and we do have stomp traffic right now from Raceway Road past State Road 267. And I would consider using US 136 instead right now. Also, northbound 465. This is the northwest side slow from 86th Street up to 865. Coming down from the Boone. Stop and go traffic southbound 65, Lebanon exit 138 to 865. The dog leg for a 9-minute delay. Inbound 69, 7-minute delay, 106th Street to 82nd. Eastbound 465, slow off Keystone to Allisonville Road. Inbound 65, stop and go traffic, White River Bridge to Meridian Penn. That's an 8-minute delay. Eastbound 70 dragging but moving from Belmont into the South Split, and we have that construction zone on the south side. That is northbound 65, stop and go traffic, Raymond into the South Split. because of road construction. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your decision. A message from Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives. I'm Matt Baer. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Here's your forecast from the American Standard Cooling Weather Center.
We're in for a chilly Friday night with lows in the mid-40s, and then a beautiful Saturday will emerge with plenty of sunshine and warm temperatures. Highs will rise into the mid to upper 70s. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
I'm Chris Davis on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel Show. My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer is here. We'll go straight to the hotline and bring on Breitbart National Security Deputy Editor John Hayward. Welcome back, sir. How are you?
Doing great. Good to talk to you again.
You know, John, I last week during this segment, we were talking about a very important story that nobody was paying attention to. It was the complete and total nationwide blackout, the failure of the grid there in Spain, parts of France and Portugal, and the myriad of reasons for that happening. I feel like we've got another story on our hands in this segment. One of the most, especially with the Pope this week, the American Pope, and Donald Trump announcing trade deals with England. We've got a story that is very, very important that nobody's paying attention to, and it involves India and Pakistan. And it's scary stuff, man. What can you tell us?
Well, it's a long brewing conflict. There are many deep roots here that go back to previous clashes between India and Pakistan. They've been squabbling forever over the area known as Kashmir, which is where a lot of the current fighting is taking place. They fought wars over it before. But what really kicked this off was a savage terrorist attack that took place on April 22nd. And a bunch of masked gunmen from a Pakistani-based terrorist organization went into this tourist resort, kind of like a mountainside cliff resort, picnic tables, really nice place. Honeymoon couples go there. Beautiful area. They went in there and just started slaughtering people. And as they killed all the men in that place, they asked each one of them if they were Muslim. And if they said they were, they made them prove it by reciting Muslim verse. And if they couldn't, they killed them. And so they deliberately gunned down Hindu men by the scores. One Muslim died in the attack who was a local pony ride operator who tried to save the other victims, and they just shot him too because he got in the way. This hit India like 9/11 hit us. It was a tremendous shock to their conscience. They're no strangers to terrorism and terrorist attack over there, but this was just so vicious. It came out of nowhere. It hit an area Indians were enjoying going to, this Himalayas park, and they got very angry at the Pakistanis and said, you have indulged this terrorism for too long. You let these people operate freely on your terrain. You won't do anything about them. So now we're going to do something about them. And this week, India launched airstrikes against terrorist positions in Pakistan. Pakistanis retaliated, and right now they're shooting artillery at each other.
And this is important to us here in the United States because of the nuclear component. I mean, both of these nations, both of these places are armed with nukes, are they not?
They are. They are both nuclear armed. Pakistan is politically unstable. India really isn't. They have problems, obviously, but Pakistan is always teetering on the verge of a complete meltdown in their political structure. So it's bad that they're being exposed to stress like this. And the Indians have a tremendous military advantage. If they get in a war, India is going to mop the floor with Pakistan, and that raises this specter of nuclear Armageddon, because the Pakistanis are obviously at some point going to say, if they're going to wipe us out, we're going to start shooting nukes off. So, I mean, that's what everybody's really worried about. They could go much, much further than the limited engagement they're having right now, and the whole world is trying to get both of them to back down from it.
John, Jason Hammer here. Where's China at in this? Because China's still lurking off in the distance a little bit. They've got the big discussions going on with the United States in regards to tariffs. That's something that we've been focusing on here in the U.S., but it feels like this conflict between Pakistan and India, China lurking in the back is kind of a big deal. Have we heard from China?
They are pretty much at the moment rhetorically joining the rest of the world in trying to get everybody to calm down, because this isn't in their interest either. But China is pretty firmly behind Pakistan. Pakistan is a client of China's. They have an enormous project called the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor that they've both been working on. China's sunk a lot of money into Pakistan, so they're not happy that all of this is threatening their investments, and they're doing what they can to try to stabilize the situation for their own interests. But if it turns into a big shooting war, it's going to be us and India versus Pakistan and China. And the big question will be how much will either side intervene in that. Now, Vice President J.D. Vance yesterday, he made a point in an interview of saying we are not going to put boots on the ground. This is not our war, no matter what happens. We want to calm it down, but we're not going to fight in it. And I suspect China has a similar perspective, because they don't want to get into a hot war with India either. But definitely, if this is a boxing match, then China is in Pakistan's corner back there on the end of the ring.
And what was Donald Trump's response when asked about this ongoing conflict?
He said he deplored this. He said it was tit-for-tat violence. He didn't like that. Yeah. He wanted both sides to de-escalate, which is the word everybody's using right now. And there are off-ramps here. And actually, you hear the Pakistanis today are using that phrase, except they're accusing India of not taking the off-ramp. And the off-ramp everybody was talking about on Tuesday was that India blew up a bunch of terrorist camps. Pakistan claims it shot down some Indian airplanes. They could have both just said we accomplished our objectives. They could have both said we win and backed away from this, but they didn't. They're continuing to escalate tensions with each other.
And I do feel like we're speaking with John Hayward, the Breitbart National Security Deputy Editor. I feel like the media takes whose side is the media taking on this? I mean, we all know whose side the media is on when the Russians and Ukraine. Has anybody picked a side yet? Is anybody putting ribbons on their social media?
I don't really see that yet, and I think the interesting comparison here would be with Gaza, because the Palestinians, the Palestinian terror groups, they have deep ties to Western media, to the United Nations. They have an active propaganda organization. We've seen they have violent activists in the United States willing to burn down college campuses on behalf of Hamas. In Pakistan, they don't have anything like that. They don't have anywhere near that level of influence. So on this side of the pond, the left-wing and right-wing sides of the media are trying to make heads or tails of all this and decide who's really right. I suspect right now the knee-jerk sympathy would tend to be with India because of the ferocity of the Kashmir terrorist attack. Yeah. But these two countries have a very long history of hostilities. Kashmir has a long history of being unstable and being a scene of violence. So this is not, for a lot of the media, I don't think they want to jump in and decide who the bad guy is just yet. They're still trying to figure it out.
And John, I've heard you use that word unstable before. And again, when you're talking about two countries here that have nuke capabilities here, you never want to hear the word unstable. We often hear about conflicts happening in the world, whether it's Iran, whether it's Russia, whoever, and do they have nukes? Will they use nukes? Is this just like the same as that? Is this threat? We don't think nuclear play will be involved here. Or of all the countries that are currently feuding in the world, this is the one where you might actually see a ball game when it comes to nukes.
That is what worries me about Pakistan, because they're unstable. They're constantly teetering on the verge of civil war and coups internally. Pakistan has not had a prime minister who actually finished his last term in decades. They always wind up getting bounced out in some kind of scandal or arrested or deposed or something like that. Right now, the most popular single politician in Pakistan is Imran Khan, who used to be their prime minister. He's in jail, and his supporters all think he was thrown in jail on a pretext to get him out of politics, and they're just mad as could be about that. So the worry here is that a military confrontation destabilizes Pakistan. Maybe the Pakistani people get angry about this. They start fighting each other. Their internal divisions pop up. And now you have a country where you're not really sure who's in charge, and they have nukes. That's pretty much the nightmare scenario.
Well, the other thing is, too, I mean, China does not like India and vice versa, right? They're enemies.
Oh, no. Yes, ferocious enemies, really. They were shooting at each other last year up in the Himalayas. And they've had these weird conflicts in the Himalayas where they decided nobody could use guns because that would escalate it. So they just run out and beat the crap out of each other with clubs and sticks. So there is no love lost between China and India.
Any other things we should be keeping our eye on? I mean, this was a big one, Pakistan and India, but, the Russian-Ukraine conflict. We have Gaza and Israel. Any other things of note before we let you go here that's on your radar?
Well, still waiting with bated breath for some resolution to the tariff issue, to the global trade implications of all this.
Yeah.
That is also a kind of instability. And if you support what President Trump is doing, it's an instability you wanted to happen because it had to. We had to shake up the cages if you support this. But there's no doubt it makes markets nervous. Nobody's really sure what's going to happen next. Just had a big deal announced with the United Kingdom. What were the ramifications of that? So, I mean, we still have a few months of summer here, I think, before the markets, before industry, and before the public really gets a full grasp of what's happening here and decides what they think about it before, unfortunately, the midterm election campaign season is going to start in the not-too-distant future. And a lot of that is going to be shaped by people's feelings about the economy and where it's all going.
Incredible work. Scary stuff between Pakistan and India for sure, especially, again, Hammer using the word unstable when you're talking about a nuclear-armed nation like Pakistan. Find his work, Breitbart.com. That is Breitbart National Security Deputy Editor John Hayward. Always like it when you call in, man. Very fascinating stuff. Have a great weekend.
Great to talk to you again. Take care.
Okay, 3 words. Beer Sample Friday.
Can I add one more word into that?
Yeah.
Next.
Wondering when to plant grass seed for ideal results? Wondering who has the best lawn products? Well, now is the time, and a great lawn starts with Jonathan Green products. Hey, Pat Sullivan here from Sullivan Hardware and Garden and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan. And like Sullivan Hardware and Garden, Jonathan Green is a family-owned and operated business. Jonathan Green has only premium quality Black Beauty grass seed, soil foods, and fertilizers to ensure that you achieve noticeably better results on your lawn. By making your work easier and delivering an impressive lawn, Jonathan Green products will turn your lawn into a green space to be enjoyed with family and friends. Black Beauty seed mixtures are sold at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. Improve your lawn with Jonathan Green. Shop, play, experience. Spring with Sullivan's. 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Beck Toyota has been sold to the Hubler Automotive Group. But before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. And when Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. Every pre-owned Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, Tundra, every car, every truck, everything in the showroom, everything on the lot. Need credit? Managers will be on site, accepting applications for immediate review. Plus, Hubler's got you covered. Every Q-certified vehicle includes our 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. Before the grand opening of Hubler Toyota, everything goes. It's your chance to save like never before. Don't miss it. When Hubler says everything goes, we mean it. On US 31 South in Indianapolis, across from Hubler Chevrolet. Visit HublerToyota.com. Before the Hubler name comes, everything goes. Warranty on select models less than 9 years old.
If you need to hire, it seems like the whole process can be exhausting. You search resumes, wait for the right candidates to apply, set up initial interviews. It's a lot of time and work. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates for your job the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro is super easy to use. You simply pick a time, and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you can choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day. Best of all, you save time and energy.
Try Zip Intro for free right now at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Once again, go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Don't stress about plumbing repairs. Call LD Smith for honest advice and a free second opinion on any estimate.
LD Smith Plumbing.
A dirty, stinking honest.
Thinning hair? This year, grow your hair back like I did. Call 317-522-2995 or visit WeGrowHairIndy.com.
For the biggest selection of Mother's Day gifts, shop Cynthia's Hallmark at 116th and Allisonville Road, 116th and Brook School Road, 96th and Lantern Road in Fishers, and in Greenfield.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Join our B&W Premier Club for additional benefits and exclusive discounts.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, 317-214-0108, your American Standard air dealer.
If you're pressed for time, the WIBC Mashup Podcast is your shortcut to the smartest, sharpest, and strangest moments on air. It's the best content from Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Updated daily. Find the WIBC Mashup wherever you get your podcasts.
Matt Bear has a look at the roads.
Westbound 74 going to Brownsburg from Indianapolis. This is a crash before State Road 267. The right lane is closed and traffic is stopped. Back to Raceway Road, delay time at 30 minutes. Southbound 65 Boone County, stop and go traffic from Whitestown Parkway to 865 to Dog Leg. We get going and then hit the brakes again to West 86th Street. Northbound 465, slow roll 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic 106th Street to 82nd for a 6-minute delay. Inbound 65, delayed 6 minutes from MLK to Meridian Penn. And construction on the south side. Northbound 65 dragging from Raymond Street into the South Split. Traffic sponsored by Indiana Donor Network. This May, you can be a hero at the finish line. Say yes to organ donation and talk to your family about your destination. A message from Indiana Donor Network and driven to save lives. I'm Matt Bear. Follow us for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
67 at the American Standard Cooling Weather Center, and it's Beer Sample Friday.
Right now,
Hammer and Nigel present
Beer Sample
Fry.
I got some beers. Let's drink them, huh?
Beer's on sale, people. Come down, get you some.
Get you some. Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. I hear that they will be joining us for our Carb Day show for Beer Sample Friday here in a couple Fridays from now. So looking forward to that. And
I was just thinking we need some more people to help make it more chaotic. That's what we need, man.
Spencer and Nick from Thompson
They have
Furniture.
a good time, man. Spencer and Nick, they're good people.
I stopped by the liquor store today. This is the first thing that hit my eye, my man. And by the way, Beer Sample Friday, that's where sometimes we bring each other beers. Sometimes we have restaurants bring us beers. Sometimes we have breweries that want us to try their beer live on the air.
You sound like Kavanaugh during his hearing. Sometimes we had too many beers. Beers with friends. I like drinking beer.
I think you can see this beer that I picked up as being most appropriate
yes, sir.
For the evening.
Let's go, baby. LFG. This is the Pacers Courtside Indiana Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Gold can for the gold out tonight. Big Pacer logo on the front.
From Upland Brewery.
7:30 tip-off tonight in the game, and you can buy these, right? This isn't just something the Pacers provided.
Oh, yeah.
You can buy these in stores.
Yeah. There's a liquor store, and of course, anywhere at Cambridge Fieldhouse for sure.
Oh, that's
really, really good. So, yeah, Courtside, Indiana Pale Ale. How are we feeling about the game tonight, Hammer?
Man, I feel better than Las Vegas odds makers do.
Yeah, really?
They've got the Cavs as the favorites heading into tonight.
What kind of number are we talking, though?
It's not huge. It's around 1.5 to 2.
Because, the first game was like plus, it was
8.
Like, it was like -8. And I don't know. It's kind of one of those things where it's like the Pacers have been doing great, but it's the NBA because it's so random. And for God's sake, who knows? These guys could come in and blow us out by 20 or 30,
The Cavs are a little tricky to handicap here because they've got so many injuries. Looks like they might be getting one of their guys back tonight.
Okay.
Mobley might play. Haven't heard about Garland. I'd kind of be surprised if he did, but I feel like that's why the Vegas line is the way that it is. And, man, looking forward to that game, 7:30 tip-off downtown here.
A couple of shout-outs I want to give real quick. Thanks to had a great birthday dinner last night in Whitestown, this place called Moontown Brewery. Oh, but delicious beer, delicious food.
What'd you get?
What did I get? Oh, the brisket sandwich.
Nice.
Oh, man, the brisket sandwich. And they have these awesome killer appetizer pretzels that are so good with the cheese dip. And then I also want to give my pit crew a shout out. You have utilized my pit crew a number of times over the past couple of weeks.
2 and 8 days.
Yeah.
Every time Tyrese Halliburton hits a ridiculous game winner, we have a flat tire, it feels like, go out in the Hammer House.
My pit crew came out to my house today, and the family truckster's been needing new tires forever. It's been 5 years. Came out to the house, had it done within the hour. So thanks to Joel and Cyrus and everybody at My Pit Crew. Go to mypitcrew.com. They'll come to your house. They'll come to your work.
If you get a discount, if you have a AAA membership, you get a discount to My Pit Crew.
Right on. Hey, another hour of the Hammer and Nigel show coming up next. 93 WIBC.
Your future holds so much potential. The question is, are you planting the right seeds today to make it flourish? At Howard Bailey Financial, we strive to help you create a retirement plan that can adapt to your evolving needs, offering guidance to bring you clarity, confidence, and purpose along the way. Whether you're just beginning or refining your financial strategy, we're here to support you. Let's grow something lasting together. Text GROW to 888-262-1104 to start planning for your future full of possibility. That's GROW to 888-262-1104. Take the first step today. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.